Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another exciting edition of Saturday Night InSaNiTy. Woo! This week we are joined by a new cast member, well, at least as long as he's on vacation, Mr. Ryan Chataway in the house.
Hello, everybody.
That's right, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Begged and pleaded and got on his knees and wept for the chance to be here in the room with us.
Yes.
And we're all like, what, that bad?
Fine. If it'll stop all the whining, we'll let you come and join in.
I had to bring the flower to the top of the mountain.
Well, we were all at the top pelting him with rocks. It's like, come on, Ryan, come on. How bad you want it? How bad you want it?
I have the remains of this as my snack.
Excellent. Spicy nacho epice.
Yeah.
That's what y'all were throwing at me.
It's like epic with an E.
Yeah. Epic-y!
It's epic-y.
It's like, how is it? It's epic-y.
So Skinslip was having some internet problems. He should be rejoining us shortly. And I have the makings of a headache, so I'm going to go take some Tylenol. I'll be right back.
Yay! Yes.
Advil works better.
Yep.
I agree.
It's funny, actually, I grew up on Tylenol as a kid in that, actually, and I think that's where Sean gets it from, because our mom's always sworn by Tylenol. And then, but I don't kind of like how Tylenol seems to make the headache slightly worse before it starts to cure it. I don't know why. It's always been my experience with it. It's like the equivalent of, like, it's like you trip and fall and scrape your knee, and somebody goes to help you out, and they, like, boot you in the other leg and then help you up. It's like, well, how does, well, I appreciate the help, but why'd you have to do the first bit?
The major pain thing.
How do I sound, guys? Does it sound much better now?
I was gonna say it's like getting a really, really bad scrape and then basically just pouring fuck tons of like alcohol all over it.
Speak some more.
To it fizzle
I would
and
like to,
burn.
but Eric started talking, so I want to talk now. And how do I sound? Do I sound choppy?
Sound fine.
Yeah, you still sound a little choppy.
Oh, you all sound choppy.
Brandon can't fix it. Damn it!
Just look at your links down.
There's only one you got.
Here is one apple. There is only one true God.
That's really quickly.
And his name, ladies and gentlemen, is Nicolas Cage.
That's why R1 True God celebrates his existence. He contemplates his message to us, his followers.
Oh,
Nicolas Cage.
The one True God.
I am just freaking wiped today. Rosie's here, well, for today anyway, and then I actually work tomorrow. Then I get her again Monday, Tuesday, through till Wednesday morning. But we basically, she woke up in like the middle of the night. I think she got out of bed and started her day at like 4 in the morning.
Holy shit!
Didn't want to go back to bed.
Wow.
So I was zonked out. I went to bed early for me, around midnight. And I figured, well, she usually gets up around 7:30, so that's fine. I'll just, make some food for her, and then I'll go back to bed for a couple hours. So my plan was to sleep till about 9. And then, but her having been up since like 4 in the morning, had already been up for like 5 hours by the time 9 rolled around and decided she was bored. So she came in and just harassed me to death until I got up.
That's my niece.
But she
Honey, I will put you in the closet if you don't shut up.
like she started coming in at like 7. I'm like, what time is it? It's like 7:06. I'm like, get out.
Get out.
I left the Pokemon website open for you. Go watch cartoons. But she'd been doing that already for like 4 hours. So yeah.
Oh,
so
man.
anyway,
Watch a movie.
So basically,
Watch something. Play a video game.
I kept trying to explain to her, it's like, you know, when you keep coming in and waking me up, it makes me sleep longer because I have to get back to sleep. So she kept coming in. I know, I tried to explain it as much as I could, but anyway, so she kept coming in like every half hour and waking me up until finally, you know, it ended up being like 11 o'clock that I ended up getting out of bed because I just kept having to fall back asleep and was woken up again and fall back asleep and was woken up again. So yeah, I didn't get the greatest sleep.
You gonna be okay for Godzilla Final Wars tomorrow?
I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Because then I figured, well, you know, that's fine. We went swimming today, the local community center. That was fun.
You shaved your head.
Hadn't been for quite a while. I shaved my head. Yeah. And then we went and did some shopping, and I got a whole bunch of fresh fruit and veggies, and
Nice.
chicken fillets were on sale for like $10 for what would normally be a...
It's fillets, you fucking Canadians.
They're fillets. They're not fillets. It's a different type of cut of meat. They are fillets.
F-I-L-L-E-T. Fillet.
F-I-L-L-E-T. Not fillet.
It is, no, you're actually right. It's just funny.
Yes, fillet is with one L. It's a French word.
He's going to make fajitas with them.
Anyway. So I basically made a teriyaki stir fry with bean sprouts, broccoli, carrots, 3 different kinds of peppers, and a whole bunch of chicken. And it was awesome.
Nice.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, it was great. You can't beat fresh veggies, man. So.
Talking about Rosie trying to wake you up, it just reminded me of a story of me trying to do the same thing about Rosie's age.
Yeah.
It was one of the times when Sean was living in Winnipeg, like around the era of MMC Retro, and he'd come to visit us. He'd come to stay with our mom and I. And so, of course, you know, I was about Rosie's age at the time when he'd come for these visits, maybe a little bit older.
Yeah, you were like 7 or 8, I think.
7 or 8, yeah, something like that. I can't remember which visit this was, but I remember I came down to the basement where Sean was staying, and of course, as a little kid, I'd be up, you know, in the morning at a decent hour and want to start my day. And, yeah.
So, dawn.
Yeah.
Before the roosters.
There's a sliver of daylight. Sean! So, you know, I went down to, like, try and wake up Sean, and, you know, it's like, oh, you want to play Nintendo? You know, like, making offers like that. So I remember Sean finally, quite grumpily, was finally like, Cass, I need to sleep for a little bit longer, and, you know, and I think he gave me much the same speech, like, this is just going to prolong it.
Yeah. It's like, if you just let me sleep, I'll get up fairly soon.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I was trying to say.
Like, you just need to leave me for a little bit longer, and then, you know, we'll go do something else. So finally he rolled over. So I was feeling kind of dejected in that. And then I farted.
Oh, yeah.
Sean had rolled over and I'm like that, all grumpy and pissed off and that, and I just sat there and just all of a sudden just... And then I just see this rolled over Sean just start jiggling. And then he rolled over and just grin plastered on his face. And that worked. I'd woken him up.
So then every day from thereafter,
Just don't let
he tried to
Rosie
squeeze out the biggest fart he could whenever he came to wake me up.
Sitting there almost crapping my pants. Wake up!
Must wake up, Sean. Oh, man.
Would you like to see what I got for the darling little Rosie?
Yes. She still uses that Scooby-Doo cup you sent, by the way. Oh, hang on. What do we got here? Oh, nice. Oh, my God. She's going to love that. That's freaking awesome.
I also got your comic book.
Yay.
2, actually. But one of them is the one that I got it for. It's in one of those, like, blind bags, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But
Is that nerd?
blind bags had Robotech comic books in them, so hey.
Nice.
Sound like that. See, can you see the outline of Robotech?
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, yes, I can. Is that one of the old comic book ones?
Yeah, I think so.
Sweet.
Rabbi Jeff says, lesson here, flatulence has no snooze bar.
I've actually got a good chunk of the comical ones. There's a handful that I'm still missing. With the 30th anniversary being next year of Robotech, I may focus on filling in the gaps in that one.
Oh, there you go.
Having sea salt and cracked black pepper peanuts.
I have gummy bears.
Awesome.
I have only the clear and the orange ones left.
Yeah.
Made all the other shitty ones at first.
Is that still from your huge-ass bag of gummy bears?
Yep.
The one
Awesome.
that you got in
Yeah.
Texas?
No. I got last week.
I'm just...
All melted into one
5
giant
pounds.
blob of gummy bears.
It was 5
They've
pounds.
done that before.
Gummy bear.
People have done that. They've taken the huge bags of gummy bears and just melted it all down into
That's what happens when you
molten
leave your
huge
bag of gummy bears
bear.
on top of your tower, by the way. It does that.
Just reminds me, Eric will know what I'm talking about here, the Game Grumps. When they had one series they were doing where somebody had mailed them as a prize, like, all of the all of the marshmallow from Lucky Charms.
Oh my
God. Marshmallow bits. It was literally just like a block of, because I guess the guy worked at the factory or something like that.
Oh, he's sitting like a pile of mushrooms.
It was a huge bag. He said it was a huge bag of just the marshmallow bits from Lucky Charms.
Yeah,
Did we both just call them mushrooms?
we did.
So I mean, Lucky Charms and mushrooms.
I don't remember many children's cereals with mushrooms in them.
Yummy!
Cereal
Not even
was
Super
fun.
Mario. Not even Super Mario Zero had mushrooms in it.
I know, I was thinking.
So I actually filmed some more updates last night. I did. There's a package opening which was posted today, and there's 3 more updates to come. Yes, 2 of which are already edited and rendered.
It did.
Yeah, one of them I was getting these weird audio issues in the middle of it because I record the I started this year anyways recording the audio separately from the video.
Holy shit!
Sorry.
I do record audio with the camera so I can actually sync up the separate audio track. And what the hell's going on over there?
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm not sure how well I can show this, but I just completely knocked the Yeti over.
Oh, I didn't even know you had a Yeti. Oh, wait a minute, yes I did. I helped you get it.
Yes. And right here is my glass of Coke that the Yeti hit, and just very nearly almost knocked over completely onto the floor.
Great.
Congratulations, Cass. You almost broke a $100 mic.
Swish
Yeah,
cheese
sure,
crackers.
leave it on the microphone.
No.
I was actually more concerned about spilling the Coke everywhere.
That's...
Priorities of a fat man.
No, the Yeti's tough. Like, it can handle it.
Not liquid tough. Shit.
You can't like take it into the shower with you.
Well, no. Okay, it was like a domino thing. The Yeti hit the cup. The cup was tipping away from the Yeti. So the Coke wouldn't have touched the Yeti, but it would have gone smash onto my wooden floor.
Awesome.
Eh.
So bits of
Wooden
glass
floor's not
turned away with Coke everywhere.
Yes.
That would have been epic, and it would have been all on film too.
And we probably had to laugh.
Anyway, when I'm recording the audio, I have it running through Cool Edit Pro, which is an old audio program. Yeah, I know, I said upgraded because it does everything I need. I don't need another program, so I'll upgrade when I'm forced to.
Oh, people.
But one of the cool things about Cool Edit is as you're recording, it'll actually show you the wave as it makes it, essentially. So it'll just kind of go along, and it's nice and smoothly animated and stuff. So I can see it as I'm recording. And so I was recording, the update yesterday, and suddenly it just started like hiccuping and stuttering. I'm like, what the hell's going on with the audio over there? So for some reason, I don't know if Windows was decided that was when it was going to download some updates or what was going on, but whatever was happening, it was affecting the audio recording. So I stopped it and carried on, and everything was fine. So then when I went to edit everything and to sync up the audio. Usually it's just a matter of adjusting the timing a little bit, dragging it left or right, and then stretching it or condensing it as required, and it's fine. Easy. It's, got it down to a science. So I put all this together, render it out, and I'm going to watch video. And what the hell, Cass?
Sorry. I was rewatching the audio explosion from my stream. You guys just see
Never gonna finish the story.
Grinning away.
Never.
It's gonna be so boring by
Mr.
comparison.
hijacks every single story I tell ever.
It's true.
Deal with it, sir.
Deal with it, Lex Luthor. Jeez.
So anyway, it was all out of sync, and this is just a lame story now. Just like blah blah blah. Let me tell you about my technical woes making my video. Basically, it was all out of sync. So what I ended up having to do was to actually literally chop up the wave into little chunks and manually resync each little chunk because it kept drifting back and forth. And every time I hit one of those glitches, it would throw it completely off. So I had to go in and find where it glitched and it took forever. But anyway, it's all good now. It's fine.
You record with your camera also audio?
Pardon?
You also record audio with the camera?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
so
what I
if
was
it
saying.
works, you could have said fuck it and gone with the audio on the camera.
Well, yeah, but the audio of the camera is crap.
Well, but I mean,
Comparison.
like I said, at the very worst, you still had audio.
Where it was hiccuping, there's a brief couple of spots where I had to use the camera audio, but it's literally a split second. You'll notice one little spot where it hiccups audibly. It's unfixable, but whatever. It's all good now. So whatever the problem was, it was nothing a reboot couldn't fix. I was able to record the next couple updates. I've still got 5 to do. I have everything set sitting on my floor, separated into individual piles of things that are going to be in each update. So I look at that, it's okay, 5 videos, and then of course I tend to ramble. So the one that I did yesterday was going to be a single update with several DVDs and stuff, but then it turns out I had a lot to say about them and my personal history with those particular shows, so it ended up being a 2-parter. So enjoy. Or it could have just been one epic 40-minute long update, but I thought that was a little excessive. So
I was gonna film an update today, but I feel like maybe everybody's been posting videos on that topic, so I just feel like it'd be repetitive to even do.
So what?
Really? You sort of wait till the heat's off a bit.
Yeah, it's just a Steelbook, the Target Steelbook of Wolf of Wall Street that I picked up the day it came out.
I wish I can get that. Unfortunately, by the time I'm able to buy it, the Steelbook will probably be gone.
Yeah.
Well, next time I go to
People
Target,
dead.
if I see it next time I go to Target, I'll pick it up for you.
I can't pay you right now, so.
Hey, if I see it, I'll get it, and you can just whenever. Who cares?
Well, I'd appreciate that.
Well, there you go.
It's like I missed the Evil Dead Blu-ray Steelbook, and I look at my copy of Evil Dead and went, "You could have been a Blu-ray, a Steelbook." I had the bonus disc. A viewer actually helped me out with the bonus disc, but I don't have the actual Steelbook, and I'm sad.
Yeah, I was looking at my Steelbooks today, and I was thinking, I only have 4, and then I just think of other people's Steelbook collections. I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna start looking at different Steelbooks, because if you get them when they come out, they're not nearly as expensive as a month down the road. They're like $80.
Yeah, I have I think I have maybe 10 Steelbooks. Well, 5 are DVDs. So.
There's the Future Shop exclusive ones that I pick up from time to time, and those typically go for about $20-25 each, normally. But occasionally, for whatever reason, they have a surplus of them, and then they just hit the bargain racks.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man trilogy that I picked up recently, I got them for $6 each. Normally they would go for $20-21, I think.
Yeah.
And I've seen a few like that. They've got the Men in Black Steelbooks on sale for basically the same price, $7 or $8. I was considering picking those up. But yeah, the deals are out there sometimes. So it's hard to say. But I mean, typically, yeah, you're very right. It's like they're considered collectibles and limited runs, and
Also depends on location too, because the store will put them on discount if they're not selling at their location.
yeah. And
Well, I know Best Buy was doing their Steelbook, but a lot of people were complaining about their Steelbooks because they didn't have internal artwork, which, I mean, I'm fine with it for $8 or whatever it was.
Yeah, like whatever.
some do, some don't. Yeah.
Like, I got the Matrix Steelbook from Best Buy, and that somebody sent me on YouTube, and it doesn't have internal artwork, but
Yeah.
the freaking front of it looks amazing. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I want to get the Matrix book myself. That's what I'm wanting to get.
Which one?
The Matrix Digibook.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
getting that as well. I want to get the Ultimate Matrix collection again because I no longer have it. At the
See,
moment.
I prefer digibooks over steelbooks because I prefer all the information and the art.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah, I do as well. Although to be fair, I find that very few digibooks actually have interesting information in them. A lot of times it seems to be a lot of fluff and some pretty pictures and not much substance to it. There are exceptions, but in terms of collectability, I do like the look and feel of digibooks for sure.
Still pissed that I basically never got my Avengers Steelbook, even though I paid for it.
Really? What happened?
Yeah. Guy never gave it to me.
Oh, you just bought it off like a third-party seller?
No. Me and this guy, we were friends. I bought two of, I think it was Beauty and the Beast, maybe Cinderella Steelbooks.
Yeah.
And he had two Avengers, and we were going to trade. And I made the mistake of giving him his before he gave me mine.
Ah.
And I thought he was a friend, but it's always one of those. Oh, I'll bring it next time. Oh, I'll bring it next time, kind of guys. Like Javi.
Oh.
And he never brought it.
2 years later, and I'm still waiting for fucking Deep Red.
Avi will
I've had a few.
live that down, I guess.
Until it shows up, of course. I'm like, oh, hey, Javi comes through.
I've had a few experiences like that.
Javi's not that bad, honestly. Javi had a lot of other issues going on, but this guy is just flaky as fuck. So.
Back in my VHS tape trading days, this was before DVD really took off, and you could actually just get TV shows. I would trade a lot of TV shows with fellow, fans and collectors and stuff. And occasionally you would get the ones that just never fulfilled their end of the deal. So I put a lot of effort into mine. I mean, my fan recordings of stuff were impeccable quality. I mean, I would use my camera to time-base correct everything, so they looked great. And I would put a lot of effort into them. So there was a few trades that went south, and it was very frustrating because it's like, well, that's fucking gratitude for you. I do all this effort for you, thinking you're a fellow fan who cares about, whatever show it was. And we had a nice deal set up where you were going to send me some rare stuff I was looking for, and never happened.
Yeah, I had that in tape trading here as well. So we had a tape bazaar basically, where it was basically a tape trading club. Every couple months would meet up at the library community room, and there'd be like 50 people in there, and they'd all have tapes to trade.
Yeah.
And so some people would give you a tape, you get it home, and it's blank.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Fucker. Yeah, we started making a blacklist basically.
And you never see them. Yeah, it was the same thing with the online community. There's blacklists. But good times, good times. Haji says, if I notice anything from Saturday Night Insanity's past, it's that apparently Sean and I tend to shave our heads around the same day.
It is, it's true. I noticed that.
We're in sync.
Random coincidence there, just every time.
Nice.
You both turned into Lex Luthor at the same day.
Yeah, I was just looking. YouTube recommended my Steelbook collection overview video from a couple of years ago, and I was thinking, I should probably do an updated edition of that. I was thinking of also doing like one I've never done before, which I thought some folks might find interesting. What was going on about slipcovers? How about a slipcover overview? Like everything I have that has slipcovers. I think a lot of folks would like that.
I'm missing a lot of slipcovers.
However, I was doing a count just on my Blu-ray shelf alone, and I have about 100 titles with slipcovers.
Just do this.
Just Put them up, show them. Well, yeah, I'm not going to lay them out, though. It's
Part 1.
It's going to be like a 20-part epic.
Part 2. 2-minute videos if you told them with 10 titles each.
Have you done one on your digibooks?
I haven't, actually, and that's one that I meant to do. And I should probably do that as well.
When I get my setup here, that's what's going to happen. I'm going to redo a lot of videos. So.
I do have the new camera coming, so I think once the new camera arrives and just how much easier it's going to make to spontaneously film stuff, I think I will feel more inclined to do things like that again. Like you notice when I had, before I switched to the webcams, when I was using the old camcorder, I was a little bit more spontaneous, I think, with the videos and the angles and locations and stuff like that. And then as soon as I went to the webcams, it's like, fuck, I'm tethered to the computer. I really can't move around much. And, yeah, it's been a bit of a pain.
You would break out the music stand.
That's right, yeah.
I started using one just because it worked. Like, I was like, you know what? I need to pick one up because, it works for Sean. So I'm tired of holding stuff up, and then people are like, you're shaking it too bad. I can't see it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
I have shaky arms. I hate you.
Well, that's the thing also is I think when I, with the new camera, I'll be able to film things in proper, like, 1080p.
Yeah.
And folks will be able to actually see the detail there when it's sitting on the music stand.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I used to do much the same thing. Like, before I switched to using I think it was around 2009 I started using the music stand just for some of the bigger package openings just because there's so much stuff. And it just kind of became the thing I used all the time. But prior to that, like I would do the same thing. I would just hold them up. And I remember somebody commenting. It was one of my James Bond Steelbook videos where I was it's pre-music stand days. I was holding them up and talking about them. So I would hold things up for the duration of however long I was talking about them. So I would be holding it up and like. I do a lot of hand gestures and stuff, so I'll be doing hand gestures with the thing in my hand, so it's like I'm shaking it, like, banging the shoe on the desk.
Yeah, I do that too sometimes.
So this guy commented on it and said that I was showing off by shoving my Blu-rays in people's faces. I'm like, I'm not showing off, I'm just holding it up so you can see it as I'm talking about it. He's like, yeah, whatever, show off.
Like, okay.
And I remember this guy. He was like chastising me for even doing a video about the James Bond Steelbooks because they were rare, and it would make people jealous that they couldn't get them. And
that's something you give a rat's ass about, apparently.
Yeah, I know. This person's
I'm so sorry. You're poor and lazy and lame.
This person's brain was just broken. Like he could not understand the concept of a collector showing off stuff from his collection.
I'm pretty sure your brain is not drawing enough oxygen from the surrounding environment which you live in. So perhaps
I'm pretty sure they like DNR. So I mean, come on.
There you go.
Predator looks great.
Yeah, I've actually heard people say that, and I was like,
yeah, so have I.
In person.
Yeah.
While working at Target, and I just wanted to jump the counter and throttle them. Yeah. You are a fucking horrible person!
I hate grain.
Well, you should see some of the comments on the Predator Ultimate DNR video I did, where there are people who really love that horrible treatment of footage. They just... It makes it look so clean.
Is that the one that you open up and you're like, well, they did it. They did it. And then... I don't know, one of those, I think it was...
Could be, I don't know.
So many of those were just so epic, and then the comments, like, some people are just,
So dense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like he's wearing a fucking Halloween
If you want,
mask.
like, the ultimate saga of me tearing down idiots and ripping them a new asshole, look at my DVD versus Blu-ray comparison video, 1080p edition. It's just like an epic saga of me calling people idiots.
Hey, John, look at the game I got. This is the game I just got. I've been playing
Fucking
it all
showing
day.
off.
It's so freaking awesome.
Not everybody can get a PS4, so it's really bad of you to be showing off your PS4 stuff like some show-off.
I'm so much better than you. That's the thing.
Stout, this is my first time on Saturday Night Insanity, and you're gonna make me offended by showing me something I can't afford?
Gosh.
I'm done.
Should be more considerate to your viewers.
Gosh.
Done.
I'll go on the record and just say I hate Blu-ray. There's no difference between Blu-ray and DVD.
I mean, upconverted DVD looks just as good, so why would you spend more money on that scam Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Just as good, if not better. Yeah. It hurts me to
Definitely better.
say such things.
Well, it's better because it's cheaper.
Right. It's better because it's cheaper. That's the whole argument. Right.
Well, you think that Blu-ray looks good? Well, my VHS is THX certified.
That's right. Well, my VHS is recorded in SP mode.
Reminds me
can't
of
beat
the.
that.
It reminds me of the things people say on the subreddit "Are frugal jerks." Everyone calls each other a fat cat. So, like for instance, today somebody showed 4 packets of ketchup, and they're like, "Looks like I'm having tomato soup tonight." Look at this fat cat with his gazpacho.
That's good. Frugal jerks.
Yes.
I love it. Dan, I don't really have any new updates this week. What has happened since last week?
PS4.
Oh, actually, some new Doctor Who DVDs arrived. I can show you those.
Eric, I highly recommend you pick up Infamous Second Son of Joy.
Highly, huh?
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Infamous.
I was just say, even though I've played the first 2 and nah,
It's still probably the best game.
it's like Grand Theft Auto with superpowers. Pretty much.
Okay, here's the thing. Can you think of any other game on the PS4 right now that's got that?
So I was going to... I was actually going to finish up the Tom Baker collection last time, but lately eBay's been putting limits on my purchasing, even though not a single payment has ever bounced. I don't know what the deal is, but so I can only order.
Too much money.
So I could only order 5 from my usual seller. I don't like ordering from other sellers because I find the other sellers, maybe similarly priced, maybe even a little cheaper. But they take forever in comparison. The seller I use is one called Blow It Outta Here, and all one word, Blow It Outta Here, and they're great. I got almost all my Doctor Who DVDs from them. They got reasonable prices, and they ship fast, really fast. I get my stuff within a week or 2, which is fast for a big seller like that. So anyway, these are the ones I got. So I got story number 80. Terror of the Zygons.
Oh, that's epic.
If you've seen my Journey of a Whovian video, you know what this story means to me. This was part of my initial experience with Doctor Who, and still remains to this day one of my all-time favorite stories. And this was actually the last of the Tom Baker stories to be released. They knew everybody wanted it, and they held off. And I'm glad they did, because they actually found a deleted scene which had never been seen before. So they have an alternate cut which incorporates that scene back into the production. It's pretty cool. Anyway,
Awesome.
yeah, really nice. So that fills a long-standing gap in the Tom Baker collection. So now all of the Tom Baker years are available.
Like my penis.
So then
Make the
continuing
balls
on,
in.
story number 106, The Creature from the Pit.
Unopened still. What the fuck,
Unopened.
dude?
A lot of these are unopened, yeah. And then story number 107,
You're not a true collector because you don't rip the plastic off the minute you get it in your hands. Are you kidding?
Nightmare.
Most of my shit doesn't even open. It doesn't even stay sealed by the time I get home. I'm like opening it on the ride home. Like, fuck that shit. It's open.
I've mastered opening while driving.
Congratulations.
Well, it's funny you say that. Normally I do. Normally I waste no time, but the same day that this stuff arrived, all my computer parts arrived, and I was much more eager to get into the computer stuff because I knew it was going to be a while before I even watched these anyway, so I wasn't too concerned about it. Anyway, story number 107, Nightmare of Eden, which is one I always really liked. And then we got story number 108, The Horns of Nimon.
Well, that sounds fucking badass.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah,
does he punch the devil in the face? Because he should punch the devil in the face.
And then finally, the sadly never completed story presented in a couple of different versions here. There's story number 109, Shada.
What do you mean never completed?
It was never completed. They filmed all the location footage and about half of the studio footage, and then there was a big strike at the BBC, and they couldn't get into the studio to finish it. They only had about maybe 2 or 3 days worth of filming left, and then it would have been into post-production. But by the time the strike ended, they couldn't get back in. It was also a season where a lot of the production staff was changing. Douglas Adams was actually the story editor at the time, and this was a story that he wrote. It was going to be his big send-off. It's quite an epic story, and giving some new layers to the history of the Time Lords and stuff like that. It's pretty cool stuff. So unfortunately, they never finished it. So a few years back, they released a VHS tape with linking narration by Tom Baker. So they brought Tom Baker back and presented all the footage that had been completed, and then they assembled it all together and presented the story. And then an alternate version they have on here is on the BBC website. They actually did a Flash animated version featuring the 8th Doctor and Lalla Ward, who plays Romana in the original story, and also K9. John Leeson as K9. So they basically presented the story in complete form, sort of as if it was something that happened to the Doctor that they hadn't finished back in the day. So now the 8th Doctor goes back to that time to figure out what had happened and stuff. And so it's kind of a clever way of doing it. So at least they're able to present the story. There was also a novelization that was presented recently, and the most interesting version that I've seen that I apparently was originally made to be put on the DVD, but for whatever reason they didn't include it. The name Ian Levine may be familiar to some of you. Ian Levine is the record producer and lifelong Doctor Who fan who actually is responsible for rescuing a lot of the lost episodes, what would have been lost episodes, from being destroyed, including such classics as the very first Dalek story. Yeah. He basically kept them from being junked. So he's always been very active in the Doctor Who community and such, and what he did was he pulled together as many of the original surviving cast members as he could and hired an animation company to do animated versions of the scenes that were never completed, with all of the original cast doing the voices of their characters. The only one they couldn't get was Tom Baker.
What?
So I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but they couldn't get him. So they have a guy who does a pretty darn good Tom Baker impersonation doing his lines. And so basically what it is he's assembled it all together with animated versions of the missing scenes and all of the surviving footage for the other scenes. So it kind of goes back and forth between animation and live action. And it's really fucking good. Like, it's really well done. And but for whatever reason, the BBC rejected it and wouldn't put it on the DVD. So you can find it out there if you poke around a little bit. In both a dual-layer and single-layer DVD version.
You done goofed, BBC. You done goofed.
So it would have been cool because it would have meant we would have had 3 different versions of Shada to enjoy on this set. As it stands, this is a 3-disc set already with tons and tons and tons of extras, including More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS, which is an hour-and-a-half long documentary celebrating the 30th anniversary, 1993. So there you go, some new Who. And before anyone asks, yes, I will be getting back to the disambiguations. I just wanted to get more titles in the collection, or dare I hope finish the collection, so I can just do a solid run right to the end of the process.
Soon, probably maybe by the end of this year, we'll actually get back to watching some Doctor Who.
Yes.
Live review, live stuff with it.
We could do some live viewings. Yeah, we might as well. I mean, we'll work it in there so far. And There you go. In lieu of an update video, because I don't really do update videos on the Doctor Who's, because it would be kind of redundant, because I'm also doing the disambiguations, and I'm going to do individual reviews eventually as well. So, although I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't complain if there was redundancy and more Who. Yep.
Ninja Turtles trailer.
Didn't we already talk about that?
Yeah, on Saturday Night Sanity.
Oh, that's true.
Viewers
All right.
club.
I actually have not watched it again since watching it the first time.
Right.
All of us saw the Ninja Turtles trailer this week. I talk about it a little bit actually in one of my update videos coming up, because I talk about some other Ninja Turtle stuff. Hint, hint. But yeah, the Ninja Turtles trailer. Yeah, saw the Ninja Turtles trailer.
We saw the trailer. Is what we're trying to say.
I was trying to figure out what it was about the design of the turtles that kind of didn't sit right with me. And then when I looked at a still earlier today, actually, of the shot where Mikey takes his mask off and Megan O'Neill passes out, it suddenly hit me. It's the eyes. These beautiful blue eyes in the turtles. The turtles should not have blue eyes. Makes them look too human. You know what I mean? Like,
Those like giant green space babies.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to, yeah, it does. It looks weird. Like, their facial design is weird. To me, it just
Maybe
doesn't.
they got contacts.
It
Maybe
doesn't.
They got contacts.
I don't know. But if you go back and look at the old movies, they have dark eyes. They all have dark eyes, and that works. They're like these big, watery, expressive eyes.
Yeah.
And you know, and in the show, they just had normal cartoon eyes. The 2003 version, they had Little Orphan Annie eyes, no pupils. But I just find that a very strange design choice. As for the costumes, yeah, I can live with the costumes. It distinguishes the turtles from each other a little more. I mean, back in the day with the original Mirage comics, there was always kind of a running joke that you could only tell the turtles apart when they were holding their weapons, because otherwise they all looked identical. Yep. Of course, the comics were black and white, and the different colored bandanas idea didn't come about until the 80s cartoon. And to further differentiate them, they had their initials on their belt buckles, of course, we all know that. But so yeah, I mean, I can kind of get behind the idea of differentiating their costumes more. But
it's just like they're dumbing it down. Like they don't think we're smart enough to differentiate them with colored bandanas.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's neither here nor there. But then the other thing is it's the the body designs are very different. Because I mean, in the originals, they were basically four essentially identical turtles in the identical ooze, and the thing that made them different was their attitudes. But in terms of their body shape and size, and they were very similar in all the previous iterations. So here we got they seem very tall, like a lot taller than they have been in previous incarnations. They're like 7 or 8 feet tall or something ridiculous like that.
Fine, I mean,
And then you got Raphael looking like freaking Hulk, so huge compared to the
roided.
others.
He's roided up.
He's roided, yeah, totally. But whatever. I mean, designs. For me, I mean, the turtles are mostly about attitude, so as long as they get the attitude right, there could be some entertainment there. But the big issue that I had with it, and I honestly, I suspect it's just misleading trailer bullshit to get people talking, because Michael Bay likes to do that. The whole suggestion that Eric Sachs, the Shredder, created the Turtles intentionally.
Well, it's kind of misleading because you're assuming that based on that dialogue.
Yes.
But he could have not meant to make the Turtles, meant to make something else.
He could have been talking, and he could have been talking about something else.
Exactly.
He could. I mean, for all we know, part of the plot could be he's trying to frame the Turtles and make them look like the bad guys, and make.
Or he's talking about the Mousers that he's backing or something.
So
you know?
yeah.
Like, fuck.
Well, I think he's talking about mutants, but I don't think he's necessarily talking about the Turtles. I think it's misleading editing in the trailer. I don't think that's actually what he's talking about.
What I picked up when I did watch it was you never see that actor wearing the Shredder suit, but you do see the Shredder suit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're pulling a Mandarin. Oh, you don't know that. Sorry.
No, I've seen Iron Man 3.
Okay, they're pulling a Mandarin.
You think so?
I think so. I think that Shredder is going to be a mutant.
A mutant, or
the
somebody who isn't him.
That he created to help fight the evil or whatever he's talking about, you know, for fight for justice. Don't put yourself.
Cause that hernia.
You don't get hernias from farting. You get prolapses.
Inflatable toupee.
Don asks. Actually, I do address that in the upcoming update as well, Don, but I'll mention it here anyway. Don asks, Sean, you said a few bad things about the DVD years back, but are you going to get Turtles Forever? No. Not until they give it a proper DVD or, dare I hope, Blu-ray release that actually presents it uncut and in widescreen. Period.
There's no reason to cut it.
Ideally with some extras. That would be nice. You know, I mean, it was only the fucking 25th anniversary special celebrating 25 years of all things Turtles. That's all. No biggie.
Bobby's like, fuck, I want to know where Splinter is. My answer to him was, he's still rendering at the render farm.
Yeah.
He's gonna be all CGI, so, I mean, you know.
What was I going to say? Fuck. Oh, yeah, well, and ditto the current Nickelodeon series, which I actually kind of like from what I've seen. But the DVDs are DVDs cropped to 4:3 again.
For whatever reason.
What the fuck? I mean, the show is produced in high definition. Why do we not just have a simple, straightforward season set on Blu-ray?
Or at least in widescreen. At least in widescreen.
At least in widescreen. If the DVDs were at least in widescreen, like proper anamorphic widescreen, I would be more inclined to check them out. You know, but I just don't get it. Like, Nickelodeon shells out all this money for this huge, legendary property, and they just keep shitting on it as far as the merchandising. You know,
they're just doing a piss poor job. So it doesn't seem like they're doing it on purpose. They're just ignorant about what they need to do.
Very disappointing. I mean, it's been 5 years now. They've owned this property for 5 years,
and they have yet to effectively leverage it.
It's like great. I mean, I think they're doing a fine job with the new show. I have no problem with the new show. You know, I think it's a fine, you know, decent enough continuation, you know, new iteration of the Turtles that calls back to a lot of the old stuff, and you know, there's a lot of stuff in there for the fans, new and old. It's good. Fine. The movie, I mean, you know, everybody's outraged about the movie, but the biggest problem I have with it is just how they've treated the property on home video. I mean, thank God Lionsgate somehow, through that whole licensing deal, managed to hang on to the rights to the 80s Turtles cartoon and actually finished it and has, you know, made it available in multiple forms since. I think, thank God. But the 2003 series is still in limbo. Shout Factory somehow managed to wrangle the rights to put out Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, so now fans are kind of...
It's owned by Saban mostly. So.
Yeah, so now fans are kind of hoping that maybe, since they got that, maybe they could get the 2003 series, finish that up. That'd be great, please.
Complete series set, please.
Complete series set, all 7 seasons, just boom, done.
Some of us want to spend $97 on a set. Please give us the option to.
Well, it'd be great if they did like what they're doing with Transformers Animated, where, you know, they're putting out the complete series set, but then they're also releasing Season 3 at the same time for everybody who shelled out for the first 2 seasons they were originally released. I mean, it's great that they're doing that. And then I'm sure in due course they'll re-release individual season sets of the first 2 seasons. But
Yeah.
But it's good that they're doing that right out of the gate, because that gives everybody what they want. So those of us who missed out on the season sets before, boom, we can just and the complete series set is like $35. It's stupidly affordable, you know.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's pretty ridiculous, actually, cheap wise. I mean,
it is. I mean, well,
it's 2 seasons, right? Or is it 3 seasons?
It's 3. It's 3 seasons.
Fucking hell! The rest of Transformers were like $70 when they came out.
It's like 39, 40 episodes, something like that. So
for Power Rangers for like 5 seasons, it's like $90. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I'm kind of hopeful that they'll do something similar with Ninja Turtles. Like if they pick it up, they'll put out a complete series set, and then put out seasons 3 and 4 for those of us who have all the other seasons already.
Yeah.
Or 3, 4, and 7 specifically.
I didn't see any of that series, so if they dropped the complete series, I'd probably just buy it, blind buy it.
Oh, you haven't seen any of the 2003 series, really?
Yep. I hear it's great, so I'll blind buy it as a series, no problem.
Yeah. No, I think you would really like that one. Honestly, I think it's the best version they've done of the Turtles.
What season was in 4 volumes? I can't remember what season that was.
You're talking about the 80s?
No, the 2003 series.
Well, for a while
Ninja something or other.
They were releasing individual volumes for a while, and then they went to season sets. So there was a lot. It got really confusing. That's why I
had a few of the single volumes that I found at Big Lots, but I never found like the first couple volumes, so I didn't want to watch it in the middle of the series.
Yeah.
I was trying to find it, and they're just all so expensive. I couldn't fill in the gaps. That's why I just sold them. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going to try to fill this $50 a volume set up. Like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It was because they all dropped out of print, so they all skyrocketed in price. You may be thinking of Ninja Tribunal.
Yeah,
However, Ninja Tribunal was actually released quite late in the game, so it was never given the individual volume treatment. It only came out as a season set.
I had Ninja Tribunal, and then I had some volumes set. So
yeah, seasons 3 and 4 were split up across quite a few volumes, and it got confusing because later volumes had a mix of episodes from seasons 3 and 4 in no particular order.
Which is the dumbest thing ever.
Then they put out.
How do you fuck something up so bad?
And to make it even more confusing, they put out a set simply entitled Season 4, which was just the remaining episodes of Season 4 that they hadn't previously released on the Season 3 volumes. So it wasn't even a complete season. It was about half a season. So yeah, Funimation completely just screwed the pooch on those.
How did Funimation fuck this up so bad?
I have no idea. Like, seriously, how hard is it to put out volumes that just present the episodes in order? Done.
It's like we're not even. You don't have to look. If you're gonna put a volume 1 out and it's not the first 5 episodes, at least make it 5 chronological episodes.
Yeah. Well,
it's not that hard.
Well, and the thing is, I mean, that whole series was very much a continuing story. I mean, it is an epic saga. So you can't.
That's what I got from it. Yeah.
It was out of order.
That's why I didn't watch any of it. Like I had like 3 or 4 volumes, and then I just went fuck it.
Well, because you want to watch it in order. You want to start from the beginning, and I mean it's
Because when I first started watching it, that's when I watched the Ninja Turtles videos, and I was like, oh, I have some of those. I haven't watched any.
Well, you know what we should do, because I mean the cartoons aren't having a particular anniversary, but the franchise is. So, since we haven't really seen all of the 2003 series or any of it, maybe we should do that for our group viewings of Ninja Turtles before we jump into the 80s series.
Possibly. I would not be opposed to it.
Yeah. Because we could knock off a season. Well, what is this? Oh, the seasons are 26 episodes. So, yeah, like 4 nights per season. And we could break it up with some other stuff.
Oh, God.
That'd be awesome.
Sherlock, what's up? She wants my gummy bears.
Where did everybody go? Oh, you're there. Okay.
Cass is doing things, the Cass things, the mute, and then Justin, I think, is pooping and eating.
Oh.
Probably not at the same time. Probably not.
That's really efficient. Just sit on the toilet and eat. Oh.
I had a can of water once on the toilet, and it's really awkward. You're like,
Was it an O. Henry?
I've never had an O. Henry.
Really?
Yeah.
O. Henry.
I still love the time.
Can't find them here.
Especially like the peanut butter O. Henry, which you can't seem to find anymore, which sucks because they're awesome.
I still love the time where I texted Brandon and I was like, I'm pretty sure that shit I took just caused a rip in the space-time continuum.
I believe I responded. Oh God.
Actually, I think you laughed.
Oh, the suck. I was supposed to check for it, but I realized it's on the other phone.
Draven says, question is, which movie is going to keep me from bashing my head into a wall until my brain is nothing but a pile of mush? Transformers 4 or Ninja Turtles?
Well, considering Michael Bay didn't direct Ninja Turtles, I'll probably watch that one well before I watch Transformers 4.
Yeah. Depending, honestly, my decision on Transformers 4 hinges entirely on how much I like Transformers 3, which I still haven't watched.
I actually thought was okay.
Yeah. So if
I said before.
for me, if Transformers 3 at least gets onto the level of being close to Transformers 1 in terms of how much I like it, I may go see Transformers 4 in the theater.
Oh, I'm still not going to see it in the theater.
So, well, I saw the first two.
One thing I've seen.
I saw the first two in the theater. And because I hated the second one so much, I didn't bother with the third one. But everybody tells me
definite upswing in quality.
Yeah, that's what everybody tells me. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
The only redeeming factor of number 2 are the wreckers themselves. That's it. I like those characters. That's about it. Even though they're kind of racist.
Which ones? Oh, the wreckers, the twins. I just refer to them as the twins. But yeah, I didn't have a particular problem with those characters. Honestly, I know a lot of people did.
Yep.
It's like, oh, racial stereotypes. It's like, whatever. They had some fun banter and stuff. The only problem I had with them was, who are these characters and why they're in this movie? Just, like, the biggest problem I had with Transformers 2 was it introduced so many, like, other characters that we'd never seen or heard from before.
The wreckers are from number 3. Who am I kidding? Sorry.
When there's... Oh, okay, no, you're referring to something else then. Okay, never mind.
Sorry, I did in the twins. I did like the twins are who I was talking about from there too, but yes.
Yeah.
The wreckers is for number 3.
But yeah, the biggest issue I had was it's like you have this huge franchise with this huge roster of characters, and there's so many great characters you could bring in that the fans would just shit themselves to see in live action, and you create these racial stereotype characters that just piss everybody off. Instead, like. Now, I didn't really have a problem with them as characters, but as I say, I would have preferred to see characters from the franchise.
If you're going to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on a franchise, like, you know it has a huge following, why wouldn't you take the characters that people know and people love and people grew up with and put them in the movie? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And not fuck them up.
Well, it's like you have a massive built-in audience, and let's face it, the Transformers fandom is massive. That's the reason the franchise is so long. So it's not that hard to do something that will appeal to that in-house home base or in-house fan base, that built-in fan base, and new viewers at the same time. It's really not that hard. You can do that.
What he's done is he's completely alienated the actual hardcore Transformers fans and thinking it's a joke. I mean, I've heard people say they don't even consider his movies a part of anything Transformers. It's just
that's why it's robot invasion from space.
If I directed a franchise based off of something that was already popular and has a huge following, wouldn't you want to please the fans and not your own ego?
Yeah.
And not your own, oh, I could make these characters. I mean, people can say what they want about Michael Bay, but I mean, he could do it, and he could do it good. It's just his track record isn't really great with it.
Well, that was the thing. Like, when I first heard that, like, back when the first Transformers movie was announced and that Michael Bay was going to be doing it, I was like, oh, yeah, he's got, pretty good track record, big budget action movies and stuff. I could see him doing that justice. And,
I remember cringing, but being hopeful still. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know.
And you know, when the first one came out, there was a few minor quibbles I had with it, but overall I enjoyed it, and I thought it was, you know, it was fun.
Hate it.
Huh?
I hate it.
I liked it, and I thought that the second one was gonna like kind of be better and like fix maybe some of the flaws that they had. Maybe like a Dark Knight type of thing, where like people will embrace the sequel better. And in fact, it was the exact opposite. People
Complete opposite.
left the theater just thinking, "Wow, I should just go ahead and kill myself because my life is over."
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I can't live on this planet
anymore.
Yeah. Well, like I say, we'll see how I like the third one, and then I'll decide on. I'll decide on how I will eventually see the fourth one from there.
I'm actually looking forward to the fourth one just because, I mean, not everybody likes him, but I'm a Mark Wahlberg fan, so I mean, I think
he's all right.
I don't know. I'll go into it just for the fun of it, but hopefully, he may have, hopefully Michael Bay has read some of our opinions about his other movies, and we'll learn from it.
Well,
there's only one actor I'm a fan of, Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
Yep.
Carl Urban, president.
Yeah, Carl Urban's awesome.
Yes.
Carl Urban should be the Mark Wahlberg character. That's all I'm saying.
The one thing that I am curious about with Transformers 4 is the fact that it appears that they're actually actively shaking things up. They're taking things in a different direction. New cast, new characters. A lot of the same. Autobots and Decepticons are back. A lot of new ones are showing up, but the human characters are all different.
Won't it be like 5 years?
Won't
it be like 5 years later or something?
I don't know. Something like that.
I heard that it was going to be years later, to where there's not going to be any like references to certain characters in the past films. That's just what I heard.
And then Mark Wahlberg gets out of a fucking car and is like, "Hey, it's Sam Witwicky." You're like, "What?" He became Mark Wahlberg? What?
Hey, what the hell are you doing? Get out of here! What are you doing?
Oh God.
Oh God, it'd be hilarious.
You need to go to my brother's burger joint, Wahlburgers.
Now, one thing I will say about the the Transformers celebrations going on in the Zaran-Izarek compound this year, I'm really looking forward to jumping into all the animated shows that I've never seen before. I've always been a very hardcore G1 guy, so I haven't really seen much of the spin-offs, other than Beast Wars. That's really the only spin-off I've really sat down and watched. Haven't seen much of animated. I think I saw about half of the first episode, and that was it. And I was just like, I really don't like these character designs. Click.
I really didn't like Transformers animated, honestly.
Yeah. Did you watch it like properly, or did you do what I did?
I gave it about 6 episodes or so.
Yeah.
And I don't know. A lot of people like it. I mean, that was years ago now, so I would give it another chance.
Reevaluate.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to go back and revisit all the Transformers stuff, but I don't have any of them. So
that's kind of what our plan is this year. Is I don't know how far into it we're going to get, but we're going to get at least through G1 and possibly the Japanese ones that are direct continuations of G1.
Hold the fucking boat. Ben Christian said I can't sit through a Wahlberg film. I put him on the same level as Burt Reynolds. Terrible, terrible actors. Did you just insult Burt Reynolds? What the fuck? Get the fuck out of my chat room. Fuck you.
Wow.
Insult the stash, motherfucker. Fuck you.
I remember Evening Shade where he shaved off the mustache.
Fuck that movie. It doesn't count.
No, it was a TV series actually. But anyway, he
fuck that. It doesn't count.
Cop and a Half is a masterpiece.
I have to say, he looks really weird without a mustache. He really, the mustache really is an integral part of who he is as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deliverance was on TV today, and I was like, wow, he doesn't have his mustache.
Well, it'd be the same thing like seeing Tom Selleck without the mustache. It just wouldn't be the same. You know.
Yeah, he didn't have a mustache in and out. So, I mean, I guess
Really?
he was like, well, if I'm gonna play a gay character, I gotta shave my mustache.
No, no, that's the exact opposite what he should have done.
He should have made a gayer mustache.
Oh, community college film degree. Yeah. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck out. Bye. Nobody likes your shitty opinion.
Oh.
Bobby, when he comes back, just kicking that again.
Wow. There is a war happening, folks, between Skin Slip
Community
and
college film degree, motherfucker. I went to an actual film school, but you can go fuck your shitty opinion up its stupid fucking ass. Bye. Don't need you here. Have fun. Go comment to the YouTube video where we won't see it for several hours and won't give a shit.
Wow.
That was me that just came in, by the way. Right.
Okay. Garbage, is that you in the chat as Garbage?
Yep.
Okay. You left and came back, and I was like,
Yeah, my computer just decided to just completely freeze.
All that matters is that Burt Reynolds is freaking awesome, and
So wait.
he
Then Christian got upset for some reason.
yeah, oh no. Oh, he said he can't sit through a Wahlberg film, and he puts him in the same level as Burt Reynolds as terrible, terrible actors. And I told him to go fuck himself, to not disrespect the stash. And he went back and said, go fuck yourself, Skin Slip, and your shitty-ass community college film degree. So I just kicked him out. Bye. Go comment on the YouTube page where no one gives a shit about your shitty fucking opinion anyway.
Burt Reynolds is awesome because Burt Reynolds is Burt fucking Reynolds.
I just don't understand the
That should be
blasphemy
the
against Burt
card
Reynolds.
identity card right there. Just Burt fucking Reynolds.
Burt fucking Reynolds, yeah. Forget about fucking Chuck Norris. It's all about Burt Reynolds.
I mean, you know what? I'm gonna make a video after this about Burt Reynolds and what he's done with my life.
There needs to be a Chuck Reynolds and a Burt Norris.
Burt Norris. So the
Burt Norris
There you go.
sounds like
You
a
heard it.
chartered accountant.
You heard it here first, folks. Ryan Chataway, Burt Reynolds, and how he has affected my life.
Yes.
A 5-part epic video series.
And I kicked you out of my fucking chat because you were a rude little shit. There's a difference between making fun of the fact that you insulted Burt Reynolds and then personally assaulting you. Alright, motherfucker?
Well,
Because the
I
film
can get-
degree matters jack and shit in this world.
I could get really personal with this Burt Reynolds thing. My dad was the cop, and I could say, Cop and a Half changed my life and made me see the goodness in cops.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway.
My
point
dad
being-
never let me do a ride-along, but I felt like I was in a ride-along in that film because of Burt Reynolds.
Here's the thing. I know people
I think you just
don't
found your
have
April
any
1st
degree.
video subject.
Yeah.
I know people who have no film degree who are way more knowledgeable about film than me. But degrees matter absolutely dick in this world. So fuck you, Ben Christensen. Die in a fire with your cancerous-filled butthole. Being raped by rats.
I quote that movie regularly, by the way. Cop and a
Cop and
Half.
a half.
And I quote it to Brandon quite frequently when I say, "You bring me no joy."
And then I just shake my head at him. Shut up.
Where'd you learn all this? Prime time?
Well, that's the thing is, like, you can go to college or to university and get degrees up the yin-yang. Great!
Your mom goes to college.
You've got book smarts. To me, book smarts are not a measure of true intelligence. You can learn everything that you want to learn on a subject by just learning about it, by
Reading.
actively reading, of seeking out. I mean, especially in this day and age, you want to know about film? Get a DVD library. There's your fucking film school right there. Listen to
And
every single commentary. Watch all the
books
extras.
on film.
Yeah, read books about film.
That's how you get the fucking knowledge right there.
You get a box set of notable movies. There's your film school in a box right there. Watch
Don't
the
go in,
the commentary.
don't go into a live stream and be a dipshit and like start crushing everybody else's opinion and start freaking trolling the chat. You know, I mean, it's just
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, Sean, because actually I find that a lot of the stuff I know, like my random tidbits of history and that, stem from my interest. Specifically, it's always been my interest in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, with the advent of Wikipedia and stuff like that, I've learned a lot about, okay, what were politics like in the 80s? And so I've learned about different presidents and prime ministers and stuff like that. And I've learned about lots of different aspects about that decade, and then that's therefore branched out and expanded my knowledge in other areas as well.
I would say even more so, Cass, how about your knowledge about cars?
Sure.
Did you go to car school to learn about cars?
No,
Nope.
you just read books and
I
you
got price
fucking
guides, and
learned.
anytime Mom took the car in for servicing, the salesman would give me a bunch of the latest brochures, and I knew what trim level had what features and all that. I could walk in 10 years old and probably sell as well as anybody on the sales floor.
Well, that's the point right there, and that's to me the perfect example. Is like you had a passion, you had an interest in something, so you actively sought out material and learned about that subject.
The reason why I attacked his opinion because he said straight out that no Mark Wahlberg film was good, essentially. And I'm like, really? What about The Departed? Are you telling me that Martin Scorsese made a bad movie? I don't think it was fucking possible. That never happened. That never happened.
Now listen, I frequently, when I'm talking about Mark Wahlberg, I frequently call him Marky Mark. And I'll say it's the latest Marky Mark film. And it's definitely not, he definitely doesn't usually make the best movies.
Right, but
They're
he's not
at least
terrible.
somewhat entertaining.
He is entertaining. I
Would
mean,
you say his list of movies are a funky bunch?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm
he has,
saying.
like, every other actor, he has good movies and bad movies, except Leonardo DiCaprio, who can't seem to make a bad movie.
I was surprised. Like I think Brandon said he didn't like this movie, but I liked Shooter. I'm gonna shoot me. I like Shooter.
I haven't seen.
I like Shooter and the books that that character is in. Like, I don't know. I'm just not really all that. I don't think Mark Wahlberg's all that bad. I mean, he has the same persona in every movie, but I think it works for him.
Yeah.
It's like saying Jason Statham makes bad action movies. That's not possible.
Mark Wahlberg is
fucking
And Carl Urban can act better than anyone else in Hollywood. He is a chameleon, a fucking chameleon.
who? Who's
Carl Urban. Carl Urban. Oh, Queen of England. Carl Urban can play it.
This guy has a fucking hard-on for Carl Urban.
Carl Urban plays that hard on every night.
To sum up how awesome Wahlberg is,
He actually has a Carl Urban blow-up doll.
Just look at the scene. Just look at the scene in Departed when him and Alec Baldwin are just exchanging insults. And that just shows how awesome he is. I mean, I'm too busy from effing your mother.
For the most part, I look at him and I see a modern-day Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is to say, not great, but somewhat unforgettable.
And it had some memorable and very good roles. But otherwise, yeah. But it doesn't mean every movie he's ever been is boring. I'm sorry, that's not how it works.
Welcome to the party.
See at the party, Richter!
See at the party, Richter.
Cass, for some unknown reason, I'm thinking of that Family Guy where they're on the ship. And he goes, no, honey, that was a guy. That was Philip Seymour Hoffman. No, it wasn't. He goes, yes, it was. It was Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Look at you out here on a big boat.
Look at you out here on a big trip.
Rabbi Jeff brings up a good point. Boogie Nights is a deal maker every time. Wahlberg is brilliant from frame one to end credits. As much as P.T. Anderson's magic is all over that thing, it wouldn't have been nearly as effective without Wahlberg. I agree with him. There's someone who knows a lot more about film than I do. Rabbi Jeff.
I really do actually like Mark Wahlberg.
I haven't seen Boogie Nights.
So good. So good.
I remember
actually kind of enjoyed Four Brothers.
I remember really liking Fear.
Yeah, he played a really good role in that movie.
He was scary as hell in Fear.
I don't think I've seen Fear.
Like Paul Thomas Anderson, like with his direction, using like Philip Seymour Hoffman and Mark Wahlberg in Boogie Nights, it went from being, any other director, it would have just been that movie about porn.
Right.
You know what I
It would have
mean?
been okay. It would have been not bad, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was brilliant. It showed the rise and the fall of success, and it had that Robert Altman multiple character. It was just
You can see Robert Altman all through P.T. Anderson's work.
Yeah.
I
Slice of
mean,
American life.
Yeah.
I mean, There Will Be Blood is like one of my favorite films ever.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's such a brilliant character study film, but Boogie Nights I think is actually underrated for how good it actually is. I mean, I don't think it gets enough love.
Laserdisc, for fuck's sakes.
I mean, I see so many people that just say it's that movie about porn. I'm like, porn is just a freaking backstory, man. It's about somebody who lets success get to their head.
Well, see, that's
mistakes,
a subject that we discuss quite a bit, especially Stout and Skinslip, is that so many people just watch a movie and they don't really see it.
Yeah.
They don't see the subtext.
That's entertainment for them.
Or as Stout put it very succinctly, I think, they don't know how to read a movie.
Yeah.
So they look at it, and I mean, on a smaller scale, I see this with my YouTube videos and live streams all the time. People just take things completely at face value and don't actually look at what's really going on.
Right.
Like with my live streams, like for example, our group viewings, everybody in this room gets what those are. It's basically a little social event where we all get together, either via the text chat or via the live stream, and we watch a movie together. And it's recorded so that you have the live experience, the live fan commentary and stuff like that. It's a thing. But a lot of people, we're having fun, and it's just we've taken something that we've been doing for years, on our own, and just made it public. Basically said, hey, come join us. Watch the movie with us. Have fun.
Speaking of live streams.
But I was just going to say, but people take it so... I've seen, a bunch of people take it completely at face value. They just look at the video on YouTube of the live stream, and they think that's all it is. They think that the whole event is just a big-ass video staring at us watching a movie that they can't watch. And they just
Why don't you actually show the clips? Show the clips.
And the thing is that every single one of those, we go out of our way to find some streamable version of the movie for the people who don't have the DVD or whatever, so they can at least watch the movie with us. We bend over backwards to get the movie for people.
Well, we do it for the viewers. The viewers.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like what Robert Altman and even Paul Thomas Anderson, they said that they purposely will make their movies rated R, even if they have to put in a couple F words just for a guarantee, just for the guarantee that it's just going to be adults in the theater and hopefully intelligent adults that will actually read the film for what it is and not, oh, that's just that porn movie that's 2.5 hours long.
It's not about porn, it's about family.
And I was like, first of all, if it was a porn movie, it'd be 10 minutes long, and on the internet, free somewhere. I mean, come on, shut up. But then again, sorry, this is Ryan Unhinged. Sometimes my opinions get really kind of.
Hey, that's okay.
You're the most calm person in this room.
That's the meaty stuff we like to see.
It just pisses me off. It really pisses me off, and
yeah.
People are just I don't know. People will shit on Wolf of Wall Street. People can say whatever they want about
junk. I'm like, oh fuck you! You're not getting missed. You missed
it. It has so many F words in it, and it's so bad. And the beginning of the freaking movie, it talks about how that's how they talk. That's how Wall Street people talk.
Yeah.
And plus, it's a Martin Scorsese movie. Get the hell over yourself.
The other thing is oh, these people are so terrible and he's misogynistic. Yes, the character's an asshole who hates people. It's the point of the movie. You just could get over the fact that misogynist things are happening, then you totally fucking missed the point. Just go sit in a corner and think about how you're a bad person.
I mean, I was watching the making of Wolf of Wall Street, and Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio were talking about the main reason why they wanted to make the movie. And I know not everybody's seen it, so I'm not going to like blow the ending or anything
I
like
haven't
that.
seen it all
I
yet.
need to see it,
Yeah,
along with many other Scorsese films, because I love the handful I've seen.
yeah.
I think he's an
But,
amazing
like,
director.
Like
Absolutely.
their intention was to show you. It's almost like people dream of that kind of success and that kind of fun, but
Mhm.
in reality, it brings bad and terrible consequences, and your life just is empty. And you know that's what they were going for. They wanted you to experience that to where you'll be like at the end. Well, I guess it's not that fun after all. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I
people-
haven't actually seen it yet, but it sounds to me very similar to the original Wall Street. The
Mhm.
Yeah,
what's his name? One, Oliver Stone.
yeah.
Very much same thing. You know, you have without giving too much away for anyone who hasn't seen it. I mean, you have Charlie Sheen, very very young Charlie Sheen, straight out of the hell was it he did right before? He was in Platoon, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So very very young Charlie Sheen. He was like 22, I think, when he did Wall Street.
Mm.
And, very young, ambitious stockbroker, wants to get ahead, wants to make a quick buck, and all that sort of thing. And, very much, shunning his upbringing. Because in the movie, his father is like a blue-collar, by-the-book, work hard, pay your dues sort of thing. And, he's very much wanting to just sort of the quick buck and that. And, obviously meets the power-hungry Gordon Gekko. And then you kind of see that whole path of, making it big, and then maybe this isn't quite what it seemed, and, trying everything to keep it up and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
The same idea, the glamour isn't quite what it may seem to be.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like Scorsese. It was awesome because I watched it. When I watched it in the cinema, I was like, man, I went into it thinking it was gonna be like, another great Scorsese movie. I mean, he's like my favorite director, but I was like, I left the theater going, man, this guy's in his 70s. And then Thelma Schoonmaker, who's like edits its movies, was like, she's in her 70s. I was like, these people made such a freaking awesome movie that people that think it's just gonna be like a party type movie will go into it and they'll leave with like a lesson about that kind of lifestyle. I mean, I just think it's for somebody, it takes a true master to do that and make that kind of statement. And dare I say, it actually makes more of a statement than like Goodfellas or even Casino. I mean, it's just. But I was actually thinking about doing a video on my channel about the film and about how. Just because that's what I do.
Well, see, that was the one you got the Steelbook of, right?
Yeah.
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 Well, see, that could be your unique spin on it. Like, do that. Instead
Yeah.
of just saying, hey, look at the Steelbook. Cool, huh? Which everybody else has done.
Yeah.
This would be the in-depth, hard-hitting Ryan Chataway analysis of Martin Scorsese's subtext in Wolf of Wall Street.
If
And
you
look at
get
this cool
offended,
Steelbook.
look, I'm holding up the Steelbook. If you're offended that I'm holding it up because you can't afford it, get a damn job. You know what I mean?
Hey, those can't get jobs. I'm still offended you're holding it up. No, I'm kidding.
There you go.
If you're offended by my awful opinion, go F yourself. You know what I mean?
Don't tune in. There you go.
And if you're offended by all this, how's your mom doing? You know, I mean, I'm just joking.
After I
But,
banged her last night, yeah.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable with you guys. I'm getting kind of unhinged, but
I like
that's
the,
just. I'm just passionate. When I'm passionate about stuff, it just kind of, I just can't.
it just all comes out.
It's funny. You were like the most even-keeled person I have ever met.
No, I was totally.
This guy's
just
talking
thinking,
about like dead corpses and shit. Like, what the fuck, Ryan?
I was
What the
just
fuck?
totally just thinking like,
Whoa!
he's holding pills and he just goes,
Yeah.
"He's got my doctor told me to take these pills so I don't fly off the handle."
I was
I
gonna
mean,
say.
sorry for flying off the handle like that.
Excuse me.
Last night,
Just
doing-
calm down.
okay.
I just wanted to let you know I'm having a good time.
I
I was
was
gonna say just quickly.
pondering.
I was going to say, if you like those types of stories, there was a Canadian television series on a few years ago called Traders. Did you ever see that one, Cass? Traders?
No, I always wanted to though.
They put out the first season on DVD. You can get it, I think, for about $10.
Mm-hmm.
But they never released any of the rest of it. But it was very much that type of thing. Like, it was just about being a series. It was like daily life as a stockbroker kind of thing.
Mm.
And but it could be very tense. Like, I didn't think I would find that type of subject even remotely interesting. But the acting and just the tension in it was so damn good that I couldn't help but watch it whenever it was on. And I definitely recommend it if you like a good old-fashioned stock market drama.
The Friday night one, it followed X-Files, I think.
Whoa.
On Global, yeah. 'Cause it was a Canadian show, wasn't it?
It was. I remember it was. I first heard about it because it featured as one of the main characters in it the actor who played Red Green's nephew, like his nerdy nephew.
Oh.
And he's not a nerdy character in this at all. He's like one of the most intense, like go-getter, like take the bull by the horns and kick him in the teeth stockbrokers. Completely different character in that. It really shows what a great actor he is.
He is really good, actually.
And I also noticed it in particular because it also starred Bruce Gray, who played Stuart Gordon Power, Captain Power's father in Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future.
Stuart Gordon.
And I was just like, oh my God, it's Captain Power's dad as the head of this stockbroker firm.
Captain Power, he trades stocks. Right. That one
I
nowhere.
don't know if I was.
Captain Power and the Futures.
The Futures.
Yeah, I don't know if you were in the Hangout, the other one.
God damn!
What did you do?
Stir-fried farts.
Oh no.
Stop roasting yourself. Jesus.
Well,
But,
fresh veggie.
The fart of Wall Street.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sean, look at Eric's cam there. Speaking of red green.
Oh, sorry. What was this? Oh, that's what I heard you say something about being jealous and that you were really close. And then,
so yeah, I went and saw this tonight. This is his one-man show, How to Fix Everything tour.
Nice.
I was front row. I was about 20 feet away.
Front row?
Front row. I was about 20 feet away from him.
That's awesome. That's
It was
so awesome.
quite an amazing experience.
Color me jealous.
Being 20 away from a guy that I had watched on TV for close to 20 years.
Anyone who hasn't seen Red Green or has and wants to see it again, they actually have every single episode of the show posted legally and officially on YouTube. There's actually a YouTube channel.
So
you can watch them all.
I'd like to share with an experiment I did with you guys. I bought one of these robots, which are $1 little robots that you put and you grow.
Dollar store robots.
Growing robots.
And I put one for over 2 days in water, and this is how derpy he looks. Size comparison.
We're wondering how it was going to turn out. It's like, what, did you leave 1 foot out of the dish? Or?
No, completely submerged. 100% submerged for 2 full days, 48 hours. And now he's all slimy. So.
That's awesome.
God,
It's kind of dirt to one side.
So
I just got chills. That's how awesome that was.
I'm gonna make
It's
a
like
video
watching an
about this.
episode of Ash.
Oh my God! You
Right?
need to do a
Except-
video about it. Yes.
There's thick
I'm
paint
actually
on these guys, right? So like the water doesn't soak very well, so it took so long.
Yeah.
Just to piss people off, I'm gonna do a live stream of me buying those, and then just sitting it in water and just do a continuous live stream while it grows, eating food, going to take a piss, just to piss people
that would
off.
be just as
There you
interesting
go.
as those.
I like
Watch the egg hatch, or watch the watch the dog sleep, and this is like
Oh, God, slimy.
You're gonna make a video. You're gonna make a video of yourself eating a burrito. Hell yeah! I mean, come on, it's my damn burrito. I'm gonna eat it.
John did that already.
I want to preserve the moment, okay?
It's on my damn channel.
Not only,
Unsubscribe.
I was gonna say, not only did Sean do a video where he ate a burrito in it, but it was a fiery, spicy, frozen cheap burrito that you had to microwave.
Yeah. That's right. That was one of the HD rants, I think, wasn't it? My ranting fuel.
You needed ranting fuel.
I love that one, by the way. That was fucking great.
I get some, needless to say, very hateful comments on that. It's just him, like, being a fat bastard and eating a burrito for 5 minutes before he gets to the fucking point. It's like, you people who just don't understand.
You just inspired me to make.
Don't understand.
Yeah.
You just inspired me to make a new series.
Ryan eats stuff.
No.
So those of you who are on YouTube, if you'd like to join the chat and find out what the fuck we're all talking about, you should come over to Geeky TV because, frankly, that's where our chat program is. And we don't pay attention to what's called the Ben Christensen zone, which is known as YouTube. Comments.
Oh, come on. Let's not turn this into something silly. But yeah,
I'll bring it by next week. Don't worry about it.
I know. But as Skinslip was saying, basically, if you want to join the chat, just head over to the Geeky TV link. It's you don't need to sign up for anything. It's just basically type a username and you're in. But the reason we use
retardedly easy, like
but you
a
can
brain dead monkey can do it.
But yeah, you can still see the video there. It's embedded there, so you'll still get the live video. And then there's a chat there that's real time. The problem with the YouTube comments and why we did the real time chat over there instead is the YouTube comments take way too long to update, and we end up missing them. And
you pretty much have to babysit it, and you have to keep refreshing your page
in
order to see comments more actively.
So with Yeah, I was just going to say, with the real-time chat on Geeky TV, we can actually interact with you in real time with no delay. So, yes.
You know how YouTube just switches things every... You know how they switch stuff on you every 3 months and they screw your life up because they like changing? Well, Geeky TV just completely keeps it real to where how you love it. So go to Geeky TV.
Geeky TV. We're not Google.
We're not
Google. Because
we're using their chat applet.
Yeah.
One of the things I was chat applet.
One of the things I was thinking about yesterday was
Ryan. I'm assuming that your new show will be Ryan Eats, right?
No, it's gonna be called.
You need like lights for the presidential.
It's gonna be called Ramen Noodle Bullshit, and it's just gonna be.
I'll schedule you for a 1 hour slot.
Yeah, it's gonna be me eating ramen noodles, talking about stuff that just offends people. You know, controversial subject. Cannibal Holocaust.
Some people may get this joke, but
you can come do that at Geek
TV. Sorry, Luke Benson Kang has been desperately trying to tell us all evening regarding TMNT 2003. There's apparently a YouTube page called TMNT Uploaders that has all 7 seasons of TMNT 2003.
I mentioned that in the chat earlier.
Yes,
I took note of that, and we'll.
He may have grabbed it from Luke's comment, but anyway. Yes, so apparently all 7 seasons are on YouTube, so if we do group viewings, easily obtainable. There you go, and everybody can join in, which is awesome. I'd be down with that, because I started watching the 2003 series and only got about halfway through Season 1, and I just never got back to it. So I would love to sit down and actually watch it good and proper, because I really liked what I saw of it.
And I was holding on till I got something that was resembling close to chronological order.
Yes.
So I never got to watch any of them.
And then just gave up when it got too expensive.
I needed to get money. It was one of those things where I needed money, and I was like, you know what? Am I really going to pay $40 for the volume 1? No, the first, 4 volumes or whatever? No, it's cheaper. Just get rid of it. So.
You guys are finishing up Godzilla soon, aren't you?
Tomorrow.
We're taking a break for a while. We'll do the Showa series probably in May sometime, or at least a chunk of it.
Blu-rays come out and stuff.
I mean, the anniversary is all year, so there's no rush.
Right.
You can always just take a break for a little while and do some other stuff, and then get back to it eventually.
I was thinking about that towards yesterday. That when you guys get towards the end, maybe your last big giant monster movie showing just to cap it all off should be Pacific Rim.
Yeah, we just
as like
randomly,
almost like an evolution from Godzilla, the first movie. Then as it evolves, it gets more awesome and awesome, and then you cap it all off with a modern day adaptation of a kaiju.
Well, and plus we've been watching a lot of giant robot stuff too, so it would kind of tie into that as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sorry I missed that. I was in the chat room. What did you just suggest there?
Oh, I was saying that since you guys have been watching Godzilla movies and also just I guess general kaiju films,
Giant robot stuff.
and just giant robot stuff, that maybe your end cap to that is like your last viewing before you switch to something else should be Pacific Rim, a nice modern day version of giant robots and kaijus.
We did watch a bunch of modern day films though.
That's what I'm saying is your last cap should be like the big one that everybody knows.
The one that's inspired by all of those, because
Exactly.
Perhaps
Somebody.
we'll talk about it.
and it would give us an excuse just to watch Pacific Rim again.
Why is this thing so slimy?
Rabbi Jeff.
in water
It has been in water for 2 days.
It's sitting on the
Rabbi Jeff thinks that my ramen noodle bullshit idea will turn into a feature film.
ramen noodle bullshit.
Directed by Martin Scorsese and starring Mark Wahlberg.
And dare I say, it'll have a Criterion release. Just saying.
Well, it better.
Ramen in the Criterion.
Yes.
Did I have
Criterion ramen, damn it.
Directed by Martin Scorsese, Wes
Oh,
Anderson.
goddamn! I
Spielberg.
didn't. I forgot to post Saturday Night InSaNiTy on the thing.
Oh yeah, we only have 17 people in here anyway.
I know.
I attest the awesomeness of people just showing up every week.
Well, I did say. We've actually got 31 viewers currently. Hello, everybody. So that means about half of you are still just on YouTube. You should come on over to the chat. Talk.
Even if you don't interact, you can at least watch the chat, keep up with the chat.
Yeah, exactly. You can just lurk. I mean,
the video's embedded right next to the chat.
You're under no obligation to chat. You can watch the video but then you can see the actual chat that's going on in the text chat as well.
Yeah,
I think
you don't even have to come up with a username. You can literally just click submit. They'll give you a random username, like we have user 3448 in the chat.
Yeah.
They obviously just want to watch the chat, so
and that's fine.
The video.
That way you get everything.
So the thing is, if in case you guys are curious, the video is embedded right next to the chat window, so you can watch both at the same time. I designed it specifically so it's like live stream, but better.
You said bed. I think
You said in bed.
All right, I definitely think I'm going to try to join in every Saturday doing this.
You should.
Cool, you should.
Even when I work.
Absolutely.
I don't work until 10. Who cares? I mean, I could work off of 5 hours of sleep. I don't give a damn.
It's 1 day a week, Make sure you get lots of sleep around it,
Yeah, and I get to express my opinion a little bit more.
I said I
Unplugged.
my work.
There we go. So I've decided the thumbnail for this week's episode will be a picture of Mark Wahlberg with a chimpanzee on his back.
There you go.
I don't think it could get any more inspiring than that. I mean, I think we all live for that. Like, we try to reach that potential.
There we go.
Get your ass IRC.
Okay.
Punchy Bluto 922 says in a Schwarzenegger accent, "Yo, get your ass to IRC."
Someone was just asking Ryan which cut was the 6-hour cut of Das Boat. Or Javi was asking. The one that was on the first movie marathon, yeah.
It was actually the original German uncut miniseries version.
Isn't that? It's like 5 hours long, isn't it?
6
Yeah,
hours.
it's almost like it's like a pretty much a completely different film because it's like narrated. You get a lot more backstory with a lot of the characters and some of their like lost loves and all that stuff. It's, to be honest with you, the director's cut is a masterpiece, but the German miniseries is almost like freaking a different movie altogether, and it's just so much. You feel for the characters more, to where the ending is actually more powerful.
Better, I'm sure, yeah.
But the narration is really what, it's awesome.
I hear the director's cut is pretty much the cut to watch if you've never seen it before. So
Yeah.
I would totally be down with watching the miniseries version, just because I'm all about seeing the most complete version of a particular story.
And I'm about seeing the director's vision of the story, so that's just how I am.
But isn't the miniseries the original version?
Yes, but there's a director's cut that he cut it down to a theatrical cut, and hailed as one of the better of the two for watching because it's shorter and
Really?
yeah. But I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
I think the original potential was that it was just going to be the German miniseries, but then like I think from what I gather from research and documentaries is that I think like halfway through production they decided to make it like a theatrical thing internationally. So like it's kind of like how they did it with like Fanny and Alexander, like and some of the Bergman films, like Scenes from Marriage. They always have that theatrical international cut, and then they did a director's cut, which added a lot more depth to the story, which is still a brilliant version. But if you're a fan of Dog Boat and like you love it, see the uncut version. And
Like,
unfortunately, they don't have it on Blu-ray. I wish they had it on Blu-ray because it is amazing.
so Nosferatu Curse. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say they've done a similar thing with some American miniseries as well. Like, for example, Shogun was like a 5-hour miniseries originally, and they cut it down to a 2-hour movie. The only difference being, obviously, a truncated version of the story, but they also added in a little bit more blood and guts and some nudity. And then there was also, of course, Salem's Lot, being the 3-hour miniseries originally, cut down to about a 90-minute movie or thereabouts, which I think some people prefer because while the miniseries is great, it is very slow-paced.
Very slow-paced.
And a lot of people find it a little bit of a slog to get through, but
yeah, my wife couldn't do it. So.
But I enjoyed it,
I
actually.
still haven't finished it, so.
For me, like much as you say with Das Boot, but in the horror side of things, I liked the miniseries version of Salem's Lot and the fact that not much happens for a very long time. You're just spending time getting to know the characters. So when the shit does hit the fan in like the last 45 minutes or so of it, it has all the more impact.
3 hours to get to a last 45 minutes that makes me.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's worth it though, because when you get to there, it's all got context and it's all as powerful as it should be. So
well, somebody. Oh, wait, you can go.
That's right. Someone has a question, so can you say what you're going to say so I can ask the question?
Oh, I was just going to say, like, somebody mentioned about, they always prefer the director's cut of certain films because that's the director's vision. Well, in some cases, the director's cut, they say it's the director's cut, but it's really the studio. Yeah. It's really the studio's kind of saying, okay, we'll let you put a little bit more scenes that you want into this film and call it. I mean, like Blade Runner, for instance.
I was just going to say, because
the final cut.
The director's cut.
It's not the director's cut. I mean,
the final cut is. The director's cut isn't.
The thing is, you need to look into. You got to research whatever film it is. You got to research the hell out of it because you got to figure out, is it really the director's cut?
Well, there's also some cases where it is the director's cut, but people don't like it as much as the original. Like, for example, Donnie Darko, perfect example. I think a lot of people.
He did it years later. That's why.
But there's that. Well, and also the fact that people liked the ambiguity of the original cut and that it didn't spoon feed you all the answers. They liked to interpret that themselves. I mean, that's for a lot of people. I can understand. It's part of the fun.
That the director lost his fucking goddamn mind.
That's entirely possible as well.
Really lost his fucking goddamn mind. Anyway,
such as when William Friedkin personally supervised the Blu-ray transfer of the French Connection, and it was just awful. A complete eyesore.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Well, it's like the director's cut of Saving Private Ryan, where the alien came and abducted the old man at the cemetery at the end of the movie. But, who knows?
Okay.
Question.
Yes, the question we're trying to get up before there's more.
Nosferatu Curse said, "What's the craziest movie anyone's seen?"
The craziest.
The Possession. Holy fuckballs, The Possession. Words can't explain what happens in The Possession. Just there's sex, there's violence, and someone's vagina eats something. I mean, like. Like, she becomes a blobule mass of vagina mouth. I don't know how to explain it. It's literally a movie that made me go, what the fuck am I watching? Rewind.
Well,
No, what the fuck am I watching? Rewind. What the fuck am I watching? Rewind. I wish I could understand what's going on. Like, it's a good story. It makes sense, right? It's just, I'm like,
I don't
What
think
the
any of us can possibly top that with any answer we could ever give.
no, it's personal. So what's the craziest movie you've seen? I mean, just because I see a lot of crazy goddamn movies doesn't mean you have to top me or anything.
There's a few
I would
out
just
there.
say home videos. I mean, not this joke.
just generally home video. All those fail clips on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people say like Cannibal Holocaust, but to me, Cannibal Holocaust isn't as crazy as people say it is.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, just
It's good stuff.
I mean, I think to me, it's more of a statement on civilization and, different societies, blah, blah, blah. But,
Lighting.
I think
over a
when it comes
horror.
to crazy, nothing beats Street Team Massacre.
Yeah.
Street Team Massacre was pretty crazy, but
Energy Mango!
by the way, I think Cannibal Pharaoh is better than Cannibal Holocaust. Just saying.
Haven't seen either.
Well, it's what he did after Cannibal Holocaust. He improved on what he wanted to say. He said it much clearer in Cannibal Pharaoh.
Apparently, Scout just won the lottery.
No.
I think Transformers 2
something cool.
was the most disturbing film I've ever seen.
What's your happiness there, Justin? What the hell?
I overreacted to seeing some of the new releases on Netflix for April.
Oh,
Give me that
It's
list.
like-
Tony.
okay.
The second one down is
Just
one
give me the list.
I'm going to make you watch.
No, but I want to know what specific movie you saw there that made you just flip your shit.
All right, Barton Fink.
Barton
It's
Fink.
been on there before. It was off for a while though.
Now it's back, and I'm going to make you watch it.
Never seen
That's
it.
okay. I want to watch it. So. Oh, what's that, God?
I just saw your thumbnail of Mark Wahlberg with the monkey.
Oh, wait. It seemed appropriate.
He's like doing like a model, like I'm so sweet, but yet there's a
He
monkey
is.
on my shoulder.
And there's a monkey on him. I know.
We're still doing Death Wish for movie Gangbang.
But I'm from Boston, so you can't say something about the freaking monkey, or else I'll beat the hell out of you.
Oh,
Because
God.
I did Good Vibrations.
Good vibrations. Good vibrations.
Talk about a song that's had like a
movie. Well, there's been a few. Some good crazy, some bad crazy. Good crazy would be something like Natural Born Killers, which I think is just a fucking brilliant movie. And it's the kind of movie where you literally feel dizzy after watching it. I mean, it's just such an unrelenting assault on the senses and just so full, like bursting at the seams of social commentary. And just visually stunning. Natural Born Killers.
Oh, that's a fucking.
I just love the visual style of that film and the mix of visual styles in it and how it really all comes together, and there is a logic to it, and it's just fucking amazing. Bad crazy would be Showgirls.
I love Showgirls for its terrible quality.
Most random, unmotivated gang rape scene I've ever seen in a film.
Well, one would say that gang rapes have no motivation other than pure pleasure.
Well, that's true, but I don't know. It just
It
seems
is just
very
terrible
random
movie, to
and
be
out of
fair.
place. But yes, it is.
If you think about it,
better gang rape scenes with better context. You know,
if you
Class-
think about it, it's
Class of
actually
'84 had a better gang rape scene that actually made sense logically.
Still have to see that.
It's a good
it's
movie.
actually a
good movie.
sequel to Saved by the Bell. I don't know if you guys ever knew that.
Class of '84.
No. Showgirls.
Oh, Showgirls.
Elizabeth-
Oh, right, right.
Oh,
Berkeley.
whatever.
What she did after she graduated.
She
Well,
dropped out of school because she left the series
Well,
to become a Vegas showgirl.
the thing
She
is,
changed her name.
it's part of like the continuing evolution of Verhoeven's like evolution of the flesh type like theory. Like he has a very interesting like subtext through his films, a bunch of his films, not all of them actually. It's like RoboCop, Starship Troopers, Total Recall, Showgirls, where it's like the various forms the flesh takes and how it changes a person. It's like it's transhumanism, but in this case it's of the flesh instead of the technology.
David Cronenberg.
I'm halfway through a paper on that, by the way.
Yeah, David Cronenberg explored similar themes.
Absolutely.
In a lot of his early films.
Yeah.
Stuff like Videodrome and Scanners.
Existence, Crash to an extent. I mean, like it's pretty strong in his films.
Mm-hmm.
I think Showgirls could have been like. I mean,
it could have been something.
It could have really made a big statement. Like I guess I think it could have been a lot better than it was because we see what he's done, even with like RoboCop and Total Recall, with certain statements that he makes. He could have made
RoboCop and Starship Troopers in particular, I think, are really powerful as social satire and social commentary.
Right, and then like this transhumanist subtext is much deeper, like a much more subtle thing that runs through his films. I mean,
I still need to see Hollow Man.
I kind of Hollow Man's in that list too. Thank you for reminding me.
Another example. Yeah.
But I shoved Showgirls in there, and I don't remember my exact thesis on why Showgirls work, but I wrote it down. I was like, that's the most brilliant thing I've ever written in my life. Because it totally makes sense, but now I can't remember it because it was kind of like I've just kind of thrown it in there to be silly, and it actually made it work. I was like, fuck. And that paper is currently on my other my other computer.
Mm-hmm. Well, there is something about that movie that makes it watchable. You know what I mean? Like there is that
Showgirls.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about the obvious part of the fact that
boobies.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously there's somebody talented behind it. You know what I mean? It's just
there's something just undefinably compelling about it. I definitely have to pick up the Blu-ray again. I didn't actually even get around to watching it before I ended up selling it again. Just bad timing as far as when I picked it up. But I used to own it on Laserdisc. That was actually where I first saw it. I picked up the Laserdisc really cheap on eBay. And I was like, okay, I'm going to finally see Showgirls. And I was kind of looking forward to it because I'd seen some of Verhoeven's earlier stuff, which was very, had a lot of sex and, sort of risque content in it. One I really enjoyed was actually one of his later Dutch films. I think it may have actually been the last one he did right before he moved to the U.S. It was The Fourth Man.
That is, I believe, his last Dutch film, yes. I have not seen it.
It's really good. I've seen it a few times. Kind of prototype Basic Instinct, actually. A lot of similar themes in there. But
so I gotta find some kind of Basic Instinct in that theory. Sorry.
But really, really good film. But very frank and honest about its sexuality. I mean, it follows the story of a gay writer, and you see some of his exploits and such quite explicitly. And he meets up with this woman who may or may not have killed her 3 previous husbands.
Are you sure Basic Instinct isn't a remake?
Basic Instinct may actually be a remake.
I'm about to look on the IMDb since I'm curious.
I still have not seen Basic Instinct. I have no idea.
Came out the same. Here,
and yes, I have the unrated version, thanks to a viewer. Sent me the Ice Pick edition. It's quite nice. Everybody's talking about Halloween 3. Very underrated. I think it gets a lot of shit because a lot of people were wanting it to be the next Michael Myers movie, so they didn't sort of just take it on its own merits. But I think Halloween 3 is a decent horror film. I've always really enjoyed it.
It was meant to be like an anthology anyways, to where it was a different story. And it's unfortunately it probably would have been better if they called it Season of the Witch instead of Halloween 3 because people didn't go to the cinema with that feeling of it's just going to be like another story. So it's like an anthology of Halloween type scary stuff. But
That's right. It was going to be like every year, every couple of years, they would do a new Halloween-themed horror movie.
It would have been. I think it would have been really awesome if they continued with it. It would have been pretty cool.
It would have been cool, yeah, because I mean, they could have easily ended the Michael Myers story with number 2, and it would have been none the worse for wear, I think. Those two went together quite nicely, and then just have an anthology from there. I mean, just think about it. I mean, look at Trick or Treat, which I loved. I thought it was just such a fun Halloween-themed anthology horror movie, and you know, Halloween could have been the Trick or Treat of its day, having a different one every year.
Well, my opinion of anthology, with that topic, is you don't want to take something awesome like Michael Myers and milk it to where it just becomes a laughable thing, like Halloween Resurrection. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it is a remake of the Fourth Man. Just
they could have just, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The things that could have been. Things that might have been.
Sorry,
you were going to say?
What's interesting about Showgirls is Verhoeven was like, they called it dumb, maybe they don't read enough. And that was his only response to...
Maybe they don't read enough.
And so now I'm thinking, I keep watching the movie going, alright, there's something here. There's got to be something here, or he's fucking with me. He's probably fucking with me. Motherfucker's fucking with me.
Yeah.
Hey, Duncan's here.
Maybe Bob Saget's in there somewhere. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, Verhoeven is an interesting director. He's done some very, very interesting films. And if you see any footage of him directing, in particular when he was doing Starship Troopers, there's some great behind-the-scenes footage of him directing. Or basically, they just replaced all the audio. There's no studio audio in there at all. Everything is dubbed over later. Because when he's directing, those, say, people in the cockpit of a spaceship as meteors and shit are flying by, and he's acting it out in front of the blue screen, basically, while, just screaming at the actors, okay, it's coming right at you, it's about to hit, dive to the left, and he's just, freaking out. Just manically directing them, and it's great because it puts them right there in the moment. I mean, they're all staring at a blue screen; they can't see a damn thing. So he's telling them what's coming at them and telling them, where it's coming and where to look and what their reactions are and everything. It's just very exciting to watch.
It's okay, now crap yourself.
What? What?
What?
Oh, the Ranker, the reason why he hasn't got the Friday 13th Blu-ray set is because it's not uncut still. We already had a discussion with him when he was thinking about it.
Sorry, what? What was it? You broke up a
The
little
Ranker
bit.
said you should get the Friday 13th set
Right.
on Blu-ray. And I said, well, because it's not uncut. We already had this discussion last year when you were considering buying it.
It's not uncut, yeah.
Nope. Still, for whatever
It's
reason.
not uncut, and it's still the, well, I want to say cropped version of the first one, where they basically zoomed
Correctly
it in.
framed. Yeah.
Yeah, they fucked up the framing.
And plus, even if it was on Blu-ray, it wouldn't make a difference because there's no difference between Blu-ray and DVD.
I bought the DVD actually because it was cheap and I wanted to watch them.
Why is everybody breaking up? It's are only me and Ryan able to be heard right now?
No, it's a glitch in the Matrix, sir.
Oh, okay. Oh, now you're
Because
fine.
you guys are all clear to me, but Eric has been choppy this whole fucking time.
Let me try muting myself. Maybe it's because I'm typing.
No, we can hear you typing actually. Just
I think
clear
it's
today.
Because
it's
I've been
fine.
Go to bed.
What, Mr. Speak and Spell?
He
No, seriously,
fine to
Mr.
me.
Speak and Spell.
sounded fine to me.
So
Ever
I'm
since
telling
I
you,
stopped typing.
I think it's something Google's just pooping its pants.
See, now you sound fine.
See, I've been holding
Fucking
in my
shout.
opinions.
Maybe
It's all your fault.
I've been holding in my opinions for so long. I feel like that it doesn't matter what the signal is; it's gonna get through. I mean,
So
If you-
powerful.
and if you don't agree with it, okay. I don't give a
You're not aggressive enough. If you don't agree with his opinion, fuck you!
And now, the most laid-back rants on the internet with Ryan Chataway.
Right!
Hey guys.
I think your opinion's terrible, and here's why. You are a moron, and I hope you die. That rhymed, actually, oddly enough.
You think my opinion's terrible? Why don't you go to hell and bring your mom with you, because she was awful yesterday.
Oh. And she's like, you know what? You can go die in a hole that fucking Mexican immigrants used to shit while day laboring on fucking strawberry fields. That's where you need to go.
Okay, Tourette's guy.
And then I'll just
Shut up,
say,
Bob Saget.
That sounds like
Then I'll
something you would.
and I'll just say, I don't really like strawberries.
Me
You
either.
need to go where Mexican laborers take a big shit.
At least the grass will grow.
Shit. I love that one. No, I wasn't. I was in the car taking a shit.
It's like when you
go to the car to do that.
It's like when you get pulled over by a cop, the best thing to say is, I really got to take a shit. And then, you
Really
shit
good
your
shit,
pants.
man. Oh my god. And it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
The cop's
Anyway,
like, I'm gonna go. Oh, hi, Eric. Is that what you're trying to say?
I've been trying to go to bed for the last 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Peace out, brother.
Guten Morgen.
See ya.
Later.
Have a good night.
Woo!
Man, I'm having so much fun.
As soon as you say that, we all fall silent.
Because we don't have to drown out Eric. That's why. Because he's trying to like go to sleep, and we're like, nope, no. If we stop talking, he'll go. Nope.
Before you go to sleep, let's finish our opinion about freaking Showgirls. And why it's a masterpiece of modern cinema. It changed my life in regards to lap dances.
And with that note, I have to pee.
Well, while it's quiet, I guess I could go ahead and say to the people that are watching, if you want a chance to win $30 of Amazon gift card money, go to my channel and look at my new 24-hour movie marathon video and help me promote it and help get the word out about this marathon. Zarin Isaac himself has been involved with it, and it's just a fun thing. So if you want to win $30, check out the video. It's really easy to do.
Yes.
So on and so forth. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Plug, plug, plug.
Yeah.
Plug, 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 plug,
Plug, plug, plug, plug, plug, plug.
Plug.
And speaking of which, I actually posted the link to said video and said rules of said marathon and how you might win said Amazon gift card
Said Sean.
on my Facebook fan page today, just shortly before the chat, actually.
And I will say
Okay.
this.
Check it out.
In the actual video, I think I mentioned that it is $30, but depending on that week, it may even be $40. It may end up being $50. Who
It
knows?
may end up being $5 billion. Not really.
$5 billion.
Who knows? Maybe the government will knock on my door, and next thing you know, it'll be $5. No, I'm just joking.
Could go either way. The only way to know is to enter.
You're on YouTube. You need to give us some more money.
Why?
I had a dream last night, actually, that the government came and tried to seize all of my stuff, stating that I had not filed for taxes ever in my life, and that I owed taxes, and I was trying to explain to them, I've never once in my life earned enough to have to file taxes, and they're like, okay, that's not possible. I'm like, it is possible. There are no fucking jobs. And they asked, well, how much do you earn in a month or in a year? And I said, $2,000, $3,000. and they're like, "Wow, that's pathetic."
I would just say
they
I'm
still
an
took all my
out-of-work
stuff.
porn
Though. They
actor.
came up with a fucking bullshit excuse to take all my stuff. It's like, well, actually, there's a provision and blah 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 blah, and that's how my shitty dream ended. So the government came and took all my stuff.
What?
Because they felt like it for no reason.
I can't give you my stuff. I'm an out-of-work porn actor. My mustache won't grow. Come on.
What? The government's taking your shit? I'm confused.
It was a dream. I was
Oh,
talking
okay.
about a dream.
Fair
I
enough.
had.
That's it. That's fine. It was a dream. Okay, makes sense. Wild Things 2, we totally did gangbang that.
I think there's a gangbang in those movies, right?
I don't know. See no evil, hear no evil. Totally have to see that. Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. This blind man, a deaf guy who witnessed a murder. Come on. I think if we did Mean Girls, we'd get lynched.
Which? Who?
If we gangbanged Mean Girls, we'd probably get lynched. By the people who like
Because
it.
it's
I
actually
just
a
want
good
to
movie.
gangbang Mean Girls, but you know.
We can watch Mean Girls.
I'm sure I can find some nostalgia shit today. Will Arnett subscribed to me. Not that Will. That's Adam Arnett.
Yeah, I remember Mean Girls was the one that I saw. I mean, I really enjoyed the movie. And it was also the one where I thought, wow, this Lindsay Lohan is really going to go places. Who knew?
Well, yeah, places on her knees, but she went places.
Who knew she would be in a straight-to-video Paul Schrader film?
Hey, that is supposed to be a good movie. Don't knock it.
I saw it. It's
Oh God, you and Sal are gonna get in a fight.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
I like the
Continue talking.
It doesn't mean I like everything Paul Schrader's ever done.
Uh-oh.
I think Paul
We go.
Schrader is awesome.
I
I think it could have been better.
Let's get ready to stout rant.
I think it was better than some of his stuff that he's done before. And I don't know. I mean, it was definitely better than I thought it was going to be.
Speaking of which, Duncan says his dream last night was basically based on the butterfly effect. Says, unfortunately, I can't remember the details, but I felt really disturbed when I woke up.
I hate when I feel disturbed when I wake up.
Yes.
Only time I feel disturbed is when I wake up and the cat is on my chest staring directly into my eyes. I'm like, what?
Robes Marlin asks, Sean, would you ever consider organizing your movies with a separate section for older movies? I'm thinking about it, not sure. A to Z isn't cutting it for me anymore. Well, I mean, I do have them organized by genre, and certain movies I do kind of put in like a classics section. But for the most part, if it's like an older sci-fi movie, I just put it in the sci-fi section, or if it's fantasy movies.
Meanwhile, I can't stop doing strict A to Z regardless of format, so I have like fucking VHS and Blu-ray and DVD all just A to Z done. Because if I'm looking for a movie, I know exactly where it is. That's how my brain works.
Okay.
But, I mean, I have done your style too, Sean, to be fair.
Yes. See, I mean, for me, it's more I'm in a mood for a particular type of movie. So for me, having them organized by genre makes more sense because, I'm like, I want to watch some sci-fi. I go to the sci-fi section, cruise the titles. There you go.
Right, and I just go like this. Sci-fi movie. I've seen that one. This one. I don't know.
Yeah, but
this
see,
one, you know.
see, to me, that wouldn't work for me because the sci-fi, I'd be having to look through the entire goddamn collection every time I want to watch a particular genre. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. That's the difference, you know.
But, yeah, so I like having them grouped like that.
Duncan's like, do you like wine skin slip? I'm like, no. God, no. I drink real alcohol.
Because to me, it's like, going to the video store. Now, the video store would be organized by genre.
Right.
I mean, it would be
understand.
alphabetical within the genre. That's one thing I don't do. I group thematically. So
my problem is, like, I have this movie. It's a sci-fi comedy. But like comedy, sci-fi, and I find myself doing this. It's a comedy, and then a week later, it's a sci-fi. So my brain can't do that because some movies have such complex mash of genres in them. You know, like.
Yeah. I've heard that from other people as well before. I've always been able to reconcile it. Like for me, it's I think a matter of which genre is more personally important to me. Like for example, sci-fi is a big important genre to me. So if it's a sci-fi comedy, it goes in sci-fi. Period. Done. Like I don't even think twice about it.
Yeah, but like Alien's a sci-fi horror. Do I put it in horror or do I put it in sci-fi? Do I put in horror and sci-fi here? Literally equal amounts.
See, that's why I have my sci-fi and horror sections right next to each other. So the sci-fi horror goes right in the middle, where the two sections start to blend into each other.
Yeah. And there's sci-fi comedy and comedy horror, and you're like that's a thing. Like you can't just my brain, I can't do it. It's just like overloaded trying to think about it.
Yeah.
That's just me, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even, like, I don't even think twice about it. That's the way I've organized it for years, and...
The reality is you organize it how you feel you need to organize it. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks. I have a friend who grouped it by the first letter of director, the first alphabetical letter of director. I was like, what? So there's Scorsese and Steven Spielberg just kind of, you know, mixed in because they're, you know, Spielberg and Scorsese.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're not even chronological. They're not even alphabetical. There's just like E.T. and fucking Raging Bull and fucking Amistad. I'm like, what the fuck? But he got it. He understood it. So
it worked for him. Well, that's the thing. Is like, I mean, when I've done some of my reviews, occasionally I'll get a comment from somebody who's just completely like offended by how I organize my videos. It's like, why the fuck do you organize like that? I had one guy like just insisting that I should only ever organize everything by director. I'm like, but some directors aren't that significant.
Most directors aren't that significant, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, they aren't. I mean, there are a couple that I group together. Like I group all my Robert Rodriguez stuff together. I group all my Quentin Tarantino stuff together. I group all my Kevin Smith stuff together.
All the Scorsese, all the Spielberg. I mean, those
for the most part, yeah. Spielberg, I tend to
Uwe Boll.
I tend to spread out a little more just because he does such a
Stop knocking Uwe Boll. It's Uwe Boll, by the way.
Uwe. It is Uwe, yeah. But
Uva, chaka.
well, yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, and then I've had other people say, "Why don't you just organize them alphabetically? How can you fucking find anything?" Because it's my collection, and I know where shit is.
Because it's his brain. That's how.
You know, I know where shit is. Occasionally, I might just have to think about it for a second if it's something I haven't looked at for a while.
And Rogue mentioned that he's like wants to do his Criterion Arrows and Screams separate, and I'm like, I used to do that on Blue Undergrounds and Anchor Bays. It's actually more cumbersome to do that. It looks nice for about a week, and you're like, I can't fucking find a damn thing.
Yeah. Like at the moment, I have most of my Scream Factory stuff together, but that's probably going to change at some point. It'll get more divided. But with Scream Factory, it's easy because it's all horror, so I can just kind of throw them together.
One.
Yeah.
I do kind of like a
Domination
mixture of everything.
Yeah. You what?
I pretty much do like a mixture of everything. Like it's all in alphabetical order, but my Scorsese films are in S's. You know, they're all together.
Yeah.
My Spielberg films are together. Basically, just for the directors that I have like multiple films of, like
the significant directors.
Like my Woody Allen films are all together.
Yeah.
You know, and
I did that for David Lynch as well. I put all my David Lynch ones together.
Yeah, my David Lynch ones are
because they're genre-defying.
Yeah. It's hard to even put them in a genre.
Exactly.
Lynch itself should be a genre.
Exactly. This is my point. This is
the Inland Empire genre where.
Oh, speaking of which, Twilight Time is putting out Wild at Heart on Blu-ray. Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to pre-order that.
I'm definitely gonna have to pre-order that. Get 2 hours of Nicolas Cage doing his Elvis impersonation. It's awesome.
It was on Netflix, and I was neglected to watch it before it got taken off.
Have you ever seen it?
No, that's why it's on my Netflix list.
Nobody say anything. Don't spoil anything.
I don't put Netflix.
What's the movie?
Wild at Heart.
Wild at Heart.
Nicolas Cage, Laura Dern, and what's his face?
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. Thank you. I was going to
Nice.
say
The Green Goblin.
yes.
Dean Stanton.
Great.
We've got a lot of the standard Lynch cast in there. I think.
It's like Harvey Keitel's Winston the Wolf. I mean, we don't have to name him. It's just Winston the Wolf. I mean,
But great movie. Really underrated. I think I liked it a lot.
My friend posted a picture. He lives in L.A., and they recently had another earthquake of 5.9, not a really big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But he says...
when was that?
Like, just the other day.
That was yesterday. That's 5.6
Yeah.
usually, but okay.
So, and
Look
he
at
says... So this bottle of Old Spice body wash fell down because of the earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally just a picture of Old Spice that fell down into the fucking tub. And I posted, "Never forget, we will rebuild."
It's like that was all the damage that was suffered. Old Spice bottle.
Was it the voice of Morgan Freeman at the end of Deep Impact narrating that?
We will rebuild.
You will rebuild.
We will rebuild.
I love that we were as long as like a couch cushion fell over.
My Snickers bar fell from my lap to my foot.
Oh no. I'm still trying to block it from my memory. So horrifying. Oh, here we go.
Or air going.
So a few different comments here.
Holy crap! Is the server just shitting people out? Fuck.
The Remaker says, I just put my movies descending genre-wise. Like Friday the 13th is closer to Halloween than Hellraiser. Yeah, that's kind of how I do it, too. Like that's what I mean by organizing thematically. Like, so put slashers together. I put grand sweeping space opera sagas together with
all three of them.
Well, so like I would have originally I had like Babylon 5 near Star Wars and stuff like that. Eventually, Star Wars ended up sitting next to Star Trek just because they were the two big sci-fi franchises. But Rose Marlin says, I'm thinking grouping all my Criterion's, Arrows, Scream Factories together makes it harder to sort out the rest.
I mentioned that one. Yeah.
I remember a guy on YouTube who organized his movies by studio.
I did that once just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Nightmare also. It looked nice. All the
Duncan.
spines, the little logos next to each other.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah, get all the Warner Brothers together, all the MGMs together.
Lionsgate, and MGMs. Oh yeah, MGMs. Anyway.
Duncan says, my small collection is separated into DVD and Blu-ray sections. Each section is organized by genre. Apart from the discs, I can't fit anywhere on a shelf. I make those live in a box under the coffee table.
Which he now redubbed as tea table since he doesn't drink coffee.
Oh, that's right, the tea table. The Bluto 1992 says my Blu-ray collection is organized like this: large, oversized sets and cases. That's kind of like what mine is too.
Yeah, I noticed.
Sets on top. Criterion, superhero, Disney, family-friendly, comedy, drama, thriller, sci-fi, horror, action, Harry Potter, Hunger Games, and Twilight. So like the teeny bopper franchise shelf, eh? Okay.
Why the fuck do you even own Twilight?
The only one of those I would really actively want to own would be the Harry Potter ones. I might check out Hunger Games at some point.
I'm going to watch Hunger Games. It's on Netflix eventually.
It's beginning to intrigue me.
Oh, I love the Hunger
It's so different from Battle Royale, I hear, so I'm like, fine, I'll just fucking watch it.
Exactly. I think you were putting it off for the same reasons I was. It's like,
I was putting it off because I didn't want to spend money to see it in the theater. It's on Netflix, I might as well watch it.
yeah.
I read the books too. They're pretty good. The movies are pretty brilliant too. I actually just watched Catching Fire yesterday.
My dad was watching that earlier tonight.
Is that the second one?
Yeah.
I still need to watch that, but I want to rewatch the first one because I
got
forgot everything about it.
I have the Target exclusive, and it had all these bonus interviews of all the actors, and it was crazy because they filmed them pretty recently, and it was like interviews with like Philip Seymour Hoffman, and I was like, man, and
It looks haggard, didn't it?
Yeah, I was just like, damn, what a shame.
Yeah, and apparently he looked really haggard at some
Really?
recent film festivals before he died. Yeah, he looked like he'd gone to shit, as someone said, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And then he died like 3 days later. I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's very sad. Very sad. He definitely had some demons that he was battling.
No, D-Large, that's okay. You can keep
No.
that.
You're British. You can keep your head and your Twilight, and we just won't talk about how gay you are. It's okay.
Funny. Rope says if I put all my Steelbooks and Digibooks together, I think it would influence me to buy Steelbooks I don't really want, but only to deepen the collection. Yeah, I can see that. I tend to be selective when it comes to Steelbooks. There's a lot, of movies that I like, but I don't necessarily want to shell out with a Steelbook. I'll just get the regular edition.
Unless I find it for cheap.
Yeah, exactly. If I get it on sale, like for example, that's why I got the Spider-Man ones, because I didn't want to pay $20 a piece for them.
I fucking hate the fronts of those, though.
Especially, well, they're better than the regular editions, at least.
I want the first releases with all the special features on them.
Yeah, they are putting up 4K remastered editions with at least the first two,
But-
and the covers on those look really good. It's just the the movie poster.
But they still don't have all the special features from the first fucking Blu-ray, do they?
No, they've got all the 4K remastered. Of course not. They're bare bones. Of course I know. It's super bit. It's just about the quality of the movie.
But they had super bits with extra bonus discs. They did. I had
Well,
a few. Hollow Man being one of them.
a few, not very many. Typically, it was just a single disc with just the movie. But yeah, even the edition that I have has all the extras from the previous Blu-ray, except for the third movie, which doesn't have all the extras. However, the Blu-ray of 1 and 2 don't have all the extras that were on the DVDs. So, if you want everything for the Spider-Man trilogy, you got to have at least 2 or 3 editions of each movie.
I know.
So,
And that's why I've just been like,
which is why I put it off for so long, actually, because I thought, well, maybe they'll put out a definitive edition of some kind, but they didn't.
They won't.
You know.
They think we don't care anymore because it's been so long. Fuck you. Let's say.
No. Well, and the first one even, or the new one rather, is even in the bargain bins now. Police don't fucking care. I would like, Marvel Cinematic Universe to get Spider-Man back.
Spider-Man. I want Spider-Man and Batman movie.
Batman, Batman?
Batman.
Batman! Batman!
I want
Spider-Man.
Batman, Superman.
Spider-Man.
I want Spider-Man, Batman.
I actually, Warcation says that's not as bad as Batman and Robin, which I'm sure no one owns. I own it.
I own that.
I'd rather own it than Twilight.
It's in the, well, yes, definitely. But it's in my Batman anthology collection, the 80s and 90s movies.
That's the one I have. I have that one as well.
The set.
Yeah.
Great set. I love that set.
I actually have the DVDs, but I have the Blu-rays of most of the films. It's just I just have the DVDs of that.
Yeah, the Blu-ray edition is basically it's all the same content. It's just the movies are.
In fact, I actually just got a Batman Digibook, like the '89 Batman.
Yes, I've got that.
It's actually one of my favorite Digibooks. I really like it.
It's gorgeous. Now that's an example of a good Digibook. I mean, it's on the cover, and you got about half of the comic book adaptation of the movie in there too, which is great.
Yeah.
That was a really good adaptation. I really like the artwork in that. But
yeah, there is the comic and everything is in there. And the script, part of the script.
Part of the script, and I think it has some portions of the script that were cut out of the movie as well.
Yeah.
So you get some nice little bonus. See, now that's an example of doing a Digibook right, giving you interesting content that you wouldn't normally see. But I used to have the DVD edition of the of that set as well. Basically, grabbed it as soon as it came out.
I'm so smarty.
Okay. Apparently we're not in on a joke here.
Yes. My friend just made a post on Facebook saying, "I can't believe I'm 23 in almost a month. Where does the time go?" And I posted, Cat Stevens, oh, very young.
Okie dokie.
Fucking Christ. Oh, 23, where'd the time go? I don't fucking know. Tell me when you tell me when you hit 30. Then you tell you what, man, I felt like it was like I was 25 yesterday. Like, what the fuck, you know?
You're not allowed to have a sense of the rapid passage of time until you're at least 30.
That's right. That is the rule.
Nor are
That's
you
a
allowed to
fucking
have a
rule.
past. You cannot begin a sentence with, I remember, until you're 30.
Yeah.
That's right.
Until then, you just shut the fuck up in your face. You don't remember jack shit.
I remember. Fuck, I don't remember anything. I'm too old to remember.
Uh-oh. Unless you mix down and you turn 30 and get early onset Alzheimer's. You can't
Yes.
remember anything.
He doesn't remember how this live stream started.
That's right. Who are you people?
How did I get here?
He keeps asking Skinslip if he's his dad.
At which point you say, yes, son, yes. And they forget the
And
yes.
you've been very bad.
Go sit in the corner.
What slip?
Actually, I think I'd look at Cass and ask if he was my dad. Fucking disingenuous, like, what?
The remaker asked, Sean, I saw that little saw set on your shelf a few times. Might be gone now. No, it's still there. That was a gift, and it's a nice little collector set. I'm not planning to get rid of that. Just asking if I ever watched them. Actually, no, I still have not watched them. The plan is to actually watch all 7 of them at some point. So I want to wait until I have the rest of them before I sit down and watch them. This October coming up, being, the first year of the new Times of Plenty, I'm planning to really go all out for horror movie updates. So I've already been compiling a list of things I want to get, things I want to replace, things I want to get caught up on, stuff I've just had my eye on for ages but haven't been able to afford. So yeah, so this October, well, probably starting in September, and then throughout October, I'm going to be picking up a lot of horror movies, and the Saw series may very well be one of them. So I've been wanting to check those out for a while. I just haven't got around to it yet. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing Nightmare on Elm Street. It's going to be a week of good viewings right there, because it's the 30th anniversary of Nightmare on Elm Street as well. So the first movie was 1984. So it's great. Like, my friends and I got all into Transformers, being like 12, 13, and then also discovered Freddy the same year, and never slept. Robes asked, Sean, if I were to send you those plastic sleeves to protect your slips, would you want them? I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Some people put like plastic, almost like what you put over your comics. They put they put them in your steelbooks in a plastic sleeve.
Oh, I have some of those.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't use them. I like to keep them out in the open where you can see them.
Robes, you can send to me. All of mine are pretty much torn because they were shitty novel covers. So.
There you go. Send them to Skinslip.
I'll protect the shit out of my steel books.
Yeah, I've never been... Comic books, yes, but like DVDs and stuff like that, I don't like putting covers over the covers. To me, it just makes it...
I use the baggies to like boards and bags,
Yeah, no,
Same
I don't.
concept.
The only steelbook that I have wrapped up is my E.T. steelbook, and that's because I already bought it, the Blu-ray, and Robbie Webster sent it to me as a gift.
Oh, okay.
As a collectible, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to leave it in the wrapper. So I haven't even taken it out of the wrapper.
Gotcha, okay.
Maybe one day my opinion will get me in a lawsuit, and I'll have to sell it to, pay the lawyer.
Yeah, Rob Jensen says, which reminds me, I still need to see Nightmare 4 through 7 and Freddy vs. Jason. Oh, wow, you only seen the first 3? Yeah, get on that. They're fun. I actually saw Freddy vs. Jason in the theater. It was the first Nightmare on Elm Street related film I saw in the theater since Nightmare on Elm Street 4. So it was fun seeing Freddy on the big screen again. And I actually enjoyed that a lot more than I expected to.
I absolutely enjoyed Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 a lot less than I remember the second time around.
Oh, really?
It doesn't hold up, and the homoerotic subtext is not fucking subtext.
The complete in-your-face subtext.
It's so awkward to watch. And not because it's gay, it's because it's awkward, because the people who are playing the character don't understand that they're being gay.
Yeah.
So there's awkward things lying to them. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, to me, my favorite was always number 3.
3, 4, and 5? The Dream Trilogy for me.
Yes, absolutely. I think it's a great continuing story that they did there.
In which case, 4 is the weakest of those 3, but it's alright. It's not bad, it's just weakest.
Yeah, 4 has its moments. I think the biggest problem with 4 is it's not particularly scary at all.
No.
But it does have some cool nightmare sequences. Like I definitely like some of those. Yeah. That was always one of the fun things about those movies for me, was seeing just the crazy nightmares.
My brain's conglomerated them all together. Which one's the Welcome to Primetime TV eating the chick?
3.
3? Okay. Welcome to Primetime, bitch! You're like, yes!
Yep. Yeah, the third one was an excellent sequel. I don't know why some people actually shit on that one. I thought it was great.
On which one?
The Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors.
No, that's considered one of the best, actually, by real fans.
Yeah, I forget. I did some video about it a while ago. Something about Nightmare on Elm Street. I can't remember now. And some people mentioned that they didn't like the third one, or where they ranked their favorites, and they ranked that one really low, and I was very surprised by that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And if number 2 is above it, they should just get a punch in the dick.
A lot of people liked number 2. Actually, I was surprised by that.
Oh my god, it's the worst. It's literally the worst. It's even worse than Freddy's Dead. Worse than Freddy's Dead. I said it. I fucking said it.
Yeah, but I always really liked the cycle of 3, 4, and 5. I thought it was a great continuing story. The way sequels should be done, as a proper continuing story. And I think that's one of the reasons I really latched on to the Nightmare on Elm Street series, was because it had continuity to it, like actual proper continuity. And plus, I've always been fascinated with stuff like that too. So
I'm with the remaker. I think New Nightmare is my favorite, actually. So
New Nightmare is excellent.
Yeah,
I thought it was a brilliant, bringing it back to form.
And
just such
it's a movie within a movie. It's just like, oh, it's so cool.
It's very, very clever. Very cleverly done. Yeah, the 6th, Freddy's Dead, was just a freaking farce.
Yeah.
Again, some fun nightmare sequences and also some fun cameos. But
one very interesting Cyberpunk, where the moment where the motorcycle integrates with the dude. That's kind of cool.
That was 5.
Was that 5?
Yeah.
No, I thought that was Freddy's Dead.
I'm pretty sure that was 5. Dream Child. In fact, I know it was 5 because I have some news stories about.
Oh, they all blend together. So
at the time that it came out, and that was one of the specific dream sequences that they highlighted in that.
Fair enough. I did say they all kind of blended together. So.
Yeah.
I watched them in a marathon session over 2 days, so
Wow. Really, Rob says he was still ranked number 2 over 5 and 6.
Get the fuck out of my chat. It's fine. I disagree with you heavily, but whatever.
I might rank it over number 6. I wouldn't rank it over 5, though. I actually thought 5 was pretty decent.
Yeah, no, I think 2 is, I think, the worst of the entire series, honestly. Not including Freddy vs. Jason.
Graven says, I've heard someone say that Nightmare 3 is like Freddy Krueger meets the X-Men.
Okay.
Kinda. I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Because they all sort of have their superpowers in the dream world.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
Absolutely.
When do we get Freddy vs. the X-Men for reals? Because that'd be cool. Wolverine's like, what, bub?
It's like, oh, all those claws? These are claws.
Yeah.
The that's a knife scene from Crocodile Dundee.
I was just thinking that too.
Yeah, but Wolverine and Freddy.
That's a claw. This is a claw.
Freddy versus X-Men. My Mom Hit Me Part 2.
Oh, God. Can't believe that's still going. Stop it, Ryan.
Yeah, I dragged.
You're a bad person, Ryan. Stop it.
I'm terrible.
I feel bad.
I'm not wholesome like you thought. I'm actually a pretty terrible person.
Wholesome and nutritious.
It's funny.
Yes.
You were talking about Ryan.
Part
Ryan
of a balanced
apparently
meal.
is apparently very vulgar and disturbing. Yet I can't see it because Ryan is like the straight-laced guy I know.
It depends on what mood I'm in.
You were drinking beer. You should have been in the best of moods.
Well, I'm definitely drinking beer now, so.
I would be drinking, but I feel dehydrated, so I'm okay.
I just noticed Rosie was reorganizing the Big Little books again.
Oh.
And, hold on a second. There we go. And this time she put them in between Doctor Who magazines.
Okay.
Yeah. See them in there.
Yeah.
So that's only 5 of them. There's others. I don't know where they've disappeared to.
She's hidden them.
So she put them somewhere. I don't know where.
You're probably not gonna like where they are either.
Well, I know. I'll ask her. I'll ask her tomorrow if I remember, and she'll know exactly where they are.
Could just be like, wait.
It's like, oh, they're here.
Oh, right here. Here you go.
So I was looking. I was like, okay, where are the other ones? I see the logic there.
You're just gonna like walk over to like get something from your keyboard stands over there. Why the hell are they just buried in between boxes? How did
You're
she
just
leave
finding
those
like
boxes?
nooks and crannies to slot them in.
Random books. You're gonna like go to the bathroom. You're gonna look in the cabinet to find your toilet paper. And you're gonna find like 2 of them just leaning against the toilet paper rolls. Like what the fuck? You know?
Sounds like that story I heard from Mom, Sean,
Yes.
about the time when you were eating a chocolate bar and you hid it in their room.
Oh God, in their bed.
Yeah. So it was like she was coming like up the stairs or something like that, and Sean had stuck a chocolate bar. And he's like, "Oh no!" So he like hid it under the covers.
Well, no, I don't think it was even that. I think it was I was like 2 or something. So I had this chocolate bar, and I probably literally just left it there and forgot about it because I was 2.
Could be.
And then just went off to do whatever 2-year-olds do.
So it's like later that night, and our parents are in bed reading, and Mom said all of a sudden our dad just jumps up out of nowhere and like rips the sheets off, and he's like, "What the hell?" My mom just looks over and just sees brown all over his ass. He just like had a sudden poop explosion in bed. Like, oh my God, what happened? So you're just reading a novel and then
I shit myself.
I shit myself. It's so good.
What the hell? I didn't even notice I shit myself. That's the
Hey, I hope that was an O. Henry with like big peanuts and
Oh my God.
just stuck in the butt crack.
Swinging from an ass hair.
I'm sure the way we're visualizing is far more horrifying than it actually was.
Yeah, it was probably just like this little brown stain or something.
Yeah.
You know, we're just imagining like this big catastrophe running down each leg and like.
It's in my ass.
So yeah, so
In my ass.
Sean was sleeping blissfully away as Dad's in the shower and Mom's doing laundry at like 12:30 at night.
So Rose Marlin asked Sean, "Have you seen Amazing Spider-Man yet? I tried watching it again, really wasn't loving it." The remaker says, "Rose, Scott, I don't get that. I think it far surpasses the other movies, but I can respect that." Now, yeah, honestly, for me personally, I wasn't wild about it either. Yes, I have seen it. I didn't like the redesign of the lizard. I didn't like what's his nuts as Peter Parker. Honestly, I thought he was like way too. I don't know. He just didn't feel like Peter Parker to me, to be honest. There were a few moments in it that I thought were okay, but it didn't grab me or enthrall me or just entertain me as much as the Sam Raimi ones did. You know, I actually like the Sam Raimi trilogy a lot. I don't understand all the hate that trilogy gets, because I mean it's not that far removed from the comics, really. I know a lot of people complain about the organic web shooters versus the the ones that he makes for himself, but whatever, I could live with that. But I don't know. There was just something about the new one that just lost the way. To me, it literally felt like, oh God, quick, we have to make a Spider-Man movie so we don't lose the license, and that was the only reason they made it. And it felt like that was what it was. It was just a quick, let's make a Spider-Man movie so we don't lose the license Spider-Man movie, without as much of the heart and soul that was in the older ones. Maybe the second one will be better. I don't know. But the first one really didn't grab me. And honestly, do we really need to see the origin of Spider-Man every single time they reboot it? I'm pretty sure we all know the gist of it by now.
Well, I plan on remaking it in 2020, so look out for that.
There'll be another reboot. They'll do this one as a trilogy. And there'll be another
God,
trilogy.
does number 2 look like a fucking clusterfuck?
It really does. I mean,
I could be wrong. It just looks like a clusterfuck,
Well, I mean, because they're supposedly pushing towards Sinister Six, so they're introducing a lot of the characters in this.
Yeah.
But I actually like all of them. So
I mean, the thing is, the thing I'm afraid of is that it's going to suffer from too many characteritis, which has killed other like superhero movies with potential, such as Batman and Robin. There were way too many villains in Batman and Robin. That was one of the biggest problems with it. It just got
number Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3 definitely suffered from that, but I think it fared better than others that have had the same problem.
Absolutely.
Simply because Sam Raimi is such a good director and was able to balance everything as well as he possibly could with all the studio interference that movie had. Yep. I do not blame Sam Raimi at all for that. I totally blame the studio for shoving Venom down his throat and making him put him in the movie.
Yeah, by the time you have an emo Peter Parker, that was just a farce for him. He was literally making fun of himself.
He was. I saw that as he was giving the finger to the studio.
Well, yeah, but he's making fun of the whole thing, the whole goddamn thing. He just, like I said, it's a farce at that point.
Yeah, but yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I also like pretty much everything Spider-Man. There's just certain ones I like better than others. I will get the Amazing Spider-Man. I will own it. I will watch it again and again. But it's not one of my favorites. Maybe it'll grow on me over time. Maybe I'll see something in it in later viewings that I don't see now. It's entirely possible. But at this point in time, it's not my favorite.
I like it.
I liked it a lot too, but in different ways than I like the original. Like I like the original with like that Sam Raimi did because of his direction and what he brought to it, and like really Danny Elfman's music. It was just like a brilliant, and the new one to me brought a different thing to it. I don't know.
Oh, I'm being called.
I don't know. But so when I saw the sequel for the new one, or the trailer for the sequel, I was kind of disappointed because I was like, man, it looks like they're just gonna, like you said, become just a big mess.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen the Rhino?
Yeah, I mean,
a Transformer. What the fuck? I know for a fact it's not Mark Webb's fault. He tried to get out doing the third one. They're holding him in his contract, so he's got to film the third one.
So I mean, I'll see it. I don't know if I'll see it.
He's not renewing for 430 confirmed.
Oh really?
Yeah, he said no. He's tried to get out of the third one, but they won't let him out of his contract.
Studios just need to back off.
They went with Mark. Damn it, hold on. Alright, sorry, playing a game. I think they went with Mark Webb because they wanted somebody they could control so that they could do what they wanted to do.
And he doesn't want. Yeah.
Not really. He, at the time, wasn't really, well known. You know what I mean? So they're just like, let's give this guy a chance. Hey, his last name was Webb. It's perfect for a Spider-Man movie. And yeah, that's what they consider.
And the way he talks about Spider-Man, you can see he has a definite love for the character.
Yeah. But
That's the problem with Sony. Just fuck off. Just let a director write and direct a fucking Spider-Man movie. Don't do a fucking origin. That's not important. We just want to see Spider-Man punching things in the face.
take your fucking cues from the Avengers. You know how much money that fucking thing made? You know why? Because they let him do what he wanted to fucking do.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Because they learned from Iron Man 2 to stop interfering in fucking director shit. Also because apparently there was some issues on the first Thor with studios like trying to interfere, and Rana's like, fuck off. I don't need you. I'm going to do what I want, and that's it. And if you have a problem with it, fire me. Otherwise, fuck off. Basically what he said in so many words, you know. So, you know, I mean, like, when a director who's like, motherfucker, I've won Academy Awards. What have you done? Fuck off, you dumb little shit. Just trying to make money. Fuck you. You know what makes money? A good goddamn movie.
I mean, if you're the director of a movie and you have the passion to lead the project, you should be given the reins to do it with your full
Within
potential.
Within reason.
Well, within reason as always, but, you know,
Heaven's Gate was definitely a disaster because they let the director get away with shit he probably shouldn't have.
yeah.
It's a disaster in the sense that the budget was way too big for it to ever recoup its costs. Not in the actual film quality. It's just supposed to be a pretty good movie, but when it's the director's
I mean, to me, like, I watched the theatrical version, and I hated it. I couldn't finish it. I bought the Criterion because I wanted to be proven wrong, and the remastered full cut, I mean, now it's one of my favorite movies. I mean, it's just brilliant, and you know, I like to see that. I like to revisit films from time to time that I feel like maybe I should give a second chance, and that was one I gave a second chance to, and I was like, and you know, Michael Cimino, you know, who directed it, he's very egotistical. You know, he really let the production, like, that power get to him during the filming, but you could still see his genius in the movie, but you could also see his ego in it. But Criterion released it, and I'm really glad they did, because I feel like it's now starting to get the critically acclaimed like lost masterpiece kind of thing it deserves. I mean,
Sean made just enough noise while you were saying that it sounded like you said penis.
What?
well, I could have. I mean, I maybe did. Who knows?
So what's the critically acclaimed masterpiece that's apparently doesn't get the acclaim it deserves?
Heaven's Gate.
Heaven's Gate.
I see. I don't know that I've seen that one.
But
Apparently I'm one of the ones who underrates it.
It's one of the films that caused the death of the New Hollywood movement.
Ah.
yeah, it
Caused the death?
United Artists went bankrupt. I mean,
When they're like, maybe we shouldn't give total free reign for these actors, but, you know.
here's the thing.
Of course, you know, Jaws and shit happened.
I mean, United Artists, like, I think what they say is, at the time, they were helping finance part of Apocalypse Now, and they were helping Woody Allen's Manhattan, which were two movies that really, you know, made a lot of money, and they made the studio big like again. And you know, they always had the Bond franchise, so they made money off of that. And so they had all that money. They were like, okay, Michael Cimino, you did the Deer Hunter, huge success. We give you free reign for your next movie. And he just went off the deep end and became.
He fucked it up.
The Criterion edition has like the first interview. Like it's like a commentary of him. He does the commentary, and it's like the first time he's talked about the movie in like 20 years. And he admits everything that he did. Like, you know, I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. But he like credits Criterion for almost in a way saving his life because he felt like that was his passion project, and he feels like they gave him the chance to give that second wind of showing what the film could have been. And it's finally now starting to premiere back at different film festivals, and people are seeing it for what he meant it to be before his ego kind of, you know.
Yeah, so he went and re-edited it? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it's they re-edited it. They actually Criterion completely remastered it. They changed the cinematography almost. Like they kept the cinematography, but they changed the coloring of the film to give it more of a Technicolor type look instead of the dark, like whatever they call the sepia, I think that's how you say it, tone that the film had before. And they really gave it a, like literally every frame of the movie. It's really cliche to say it, but every frame of the movie looks like a painting. I mean, it's just such a beautiful film to look at.
And of course, remastering is.
Yeah, I mean,
for it too.
It's one of the best looking Blu-rays I have. I mean,
Now I'm intrigued.
Here, I'll show it.
Oh. And the walls come tumbling down.
Yep, that was my Planet of the Apes box set that just fell on the ground.
Oh.
The head box set?
Yeah.
No.
Is it head? You have the Caesar head?
What's up?
Sorry,
say that one more time.
You have the Caesar head?
No, it's the one that it's the anniversary edition with the huge book on the inside. And
that's
all the film.
The one that I've got. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an awesome set. I love that set. A gorgeous book.
I just noticed your quote for the cram ship is all aboard.
Yep.
Just noticed it.
All aboard the cram ship.
Cram.
The Craminator. Craminator 2 Cram Day.
Cramming it to her.
Judgment Cram.
Oh, there we go.
I wonder how long it's going to take before this robot shrinks, if it shrinks.
Shrinks.
Holy crap, it's almost 4 hours long.
What, Heaven's Gate?
No.
Yeah, it's a long fucking movie.
I didn't realize that. I know nothing about it.
Oh, man. I have yet to see it.
And it's a Western.
I've read a lot about it. It's not a Western in the sense that it just takes place in the West.
Well, yeah, that's fine. Fascinated by that area. All right, cool. Sold.
American.
I will check that out.
Only the Criterion edition. All our other editions are inferior because they don't have the retro cut. That's it.
Well, yes. If there is a Criterion option, generally I will only go with the Criterion option.
Dang, I think I just messed up this freaking box set.
Oh no! It's any
packaging it.
Oh.
Oh no!
Ah, that sucks.
Right here and now. Well, here, if it's any consolation, let me show you something.
I can beat all of you in the horror stories of Grand Theft Auto.
There we go. Because misery loves company. You all, of course, know this set.
Oh yeah.
And one day, I mistakenly picked it up off the shelf from the top, and it's full of Steelbooks. So there's a lot of weight to this set. The bottom dropped out, and the whole thing just fumbled right out of my hands, and it hit the floor. And hold on, if we hit the autofocus here, take a look. The
Oh yeah.
corner's all split, and then around this side, same thing.
Damn. And I've got both of you beat.
Shit.
Friday the
And
13th.
this is a $200 set.
My Friday the 13th set, the entire top is basically sheared off from another box, crushing it. It's made of plastic, so
Oh.
it fractured. And then my Mondokane collection set, the entire blue slip completely disintegrated, just fucking smashed into smithereens. And so I actually asked Blue Underground if I could buy a new slip cover for it, and they just sent one to me for free.
That was that's pretty cool. That's nice that they did that. Yeah, that real Ghostbusters set was the first thing I bought with money earned from my YouTube videos, actually.
That's good thing to buy, man.
Yeah, I passed the when I passed the threshold, I was able to get a payment. There was some screw up with my information. I had to do a couple of other things that weren't clear because the instructions are never clear with anything Google.
Not early on either. Maybe later on it gets better, but.
So I got that all figured out. And by the time it was all figured out, I had amassed a little over $200. So decided, given that it was essentially the viewers who quite literally made that possible by letting the ads through and stuff, I bought the set so I could do a big ass review of it on the site.
Cool. You can always buy the non-limited edition replacement box, and and then I'll buy off the fucked up box from you, because I don't mind.
Yeah, that's true. How much does the non-limited edition go for, though?
Like 150.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah,
But I mean, you would get most of that back, anyways.
I don't care about it enough to. I mean, I care, obviously. I mean, it's.
But I'm telling you, you would
Great
get
set,
like
but-
125 of it back or whatever,
But I'm not as big of a stickler for mint condition. So,
Yeah, me neither. But that's pretty fucked up. That's pretty thrash.
yeah. That's
Well,
okay.
my Citizen Kane came completely crushed on top from the shipping. So yeah, it's alright. The movie's fine, the book's fine. It's just the outer box got crushed down, so it's a nice tight fit. Instead of it being a little bit looser, it's
Yeah.
like I have to kind of fight it out. But other than that, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not a sticker as long as the content's good.
Yep.
I highly recommend the viewers, if you're watching me, look at this and pick it up.
There we are.
And if you hate it, don't flood my channel with hate.
Holy shit, that Back to the Future 10 set from fucking Amazon UK is sexy as shit.
Which one?
The Duncan just linked to it. Oh my god. Oh, had I known that existed, I would have fucking ordered that. No,
Oh, wow.
Holy
fucking
fuck.
poster and shit? Like, holy crap.
The Planet of the Apes set goes for like $100 now.
Oh, yeah.
Which one? The
The book
one with
set.
the head?
No, the book set.
The one I got? The
The
one
one
was
with-
destroyed?
The one we have, yeah.
The one he just broke, yeah.
You can get it used for 40. I remember I lucked out and got mine on sale for 60, which at the time was a really good price. I think it went for about 120 in stores.
Ah. The real Ghostbusters is $109 on Amazon. So, yeah.
There you go.
I think I got my Planet of the Apes set. Well, I didn't. My wife got it for me for Christmas one year, and I think it was on sale that week for Amazon for like $47. So I sent her the link, and I was like, "Get it, please."
Get it. Please! Holy shit. Ghostbusters, the Filmation live action ones, $87 new now.
What? Holy crap!
Well, they're all out of print. They're all
Yeah.
have been for a while.
$78 used. $78 used.
That thing costs like $5.
$78 used is insane. I could see like $40 used.
But I could see 20, but Jesus, it used to retail for $5.
That's interesting. They have a there's a fan submitted picture that has both the Steelbook version and the plastic case version side by side. Looks like the boxes are identical. Just the interior cases are different.
How much is that Caesar set? $126. Shit.
And how much was it? Like a few weeks or like a few months ago? Like 30?
Yeah, I know.
I really wanted it so bad. But instead, I freaking got that Bond set. Remember, Sean? The Bond set that everybody got screwed out of getting?
What?
Well,
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
you didn't get screwed out of this. You got your money back. I mean,
What the hell? Okay, someone said put up the promo art for the original Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters set, and says this image shows the original Steelbook cases, which were later replaced by better plastic cases.
okay. That person's an idiot.
Why? I've seen a few people say that, and I call jealousy. Just jealous of people.
I call retardation.
Who got the Steelbooks and they missed out on them, so they're trying to justify by saying, well, the plastic ones are better. Totally better.
Like, yes, in the world of DVD and Blu-ray collection, plastic always beats steel.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Kind of like how steel always beats digital.
Kind of like all it took to defeat the Terminator was a piece of plastic.
It's like saying gold is a better conductor than silver. I will stab a bitch. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I will stab a bitch.
It's like saying
Cable
green
is so much
games.
better because it's gold-plated.
Yeah, and the
It's
housings,
gold.
of course the housing's gold-plated, not the actual connectors. Like, oh my god.
It's
Oh
like
my
saying that freaking green beans taste as good as steak.
If it's gold on the outside, chances are it's not gold on the inside where you want it to be gold.
Yeah. It's probably not even gold on the outside. Probably some shittier tinted fucking
What I get, what gets
nickel
me
or
about,
something.
yeah, that it has to be because it's
Or
like,
aluminum. Oh god.
what gets me about that is that it would cost them less if it's actual gold to do the fucking gold connectors, which use a less amount of gold.
Yeah. Well,
And it
and
would
we were
for them
talking
to do the outside plating.
like what
It's like,
like we were talking with Mike, like movie, music, and like computer, like
What the hell?
peripherals are the ones that screw their users over the most. But needless things that don't exist and overcost cables and shit.
yeah.
Sorry, this guy fucking bullshit. Sorry, again with the Steelbooks versus plastic. Says Time Life changed from steel cases to plastic cases last year. I worked on the set. My name is on the credits as design consultant and as a contributor of research and materials, and run a Ghostbusters fan site for the past 14 plus years. So trust me when I say that you should be glad they made the change. You don't want the Steelbooks. They fail in every way imaginable. Here's a comparison I wrote up with details, which details why. So I go to click on the link. His site is dead. It's like that's great, and that comment was only posted like in 2011. So, like, how is this fail? Seriously, this is fucking beautiful. Like, really? Did they fail because some of the discs overlap like they do in all sets? I mean, there's a tray in here keeping these discs separate. There's there's that. You got inner case art. How is this fail exactly? Fuck you. Fuck you.
I love telling people to do that.
Fuck you and your fucking plastic bullshit.
Plastic is better than steel. Fuck you.
The only time you want plastic over steel is when someone's assaulting you with a baseball bat. I found the one instance when you'd rather have it.
Mhm.
Just saying.
I worked with the production. Keyword, worked. You don't anymore. Shut up.
Which probably means, much like I contributed to the Transformers, he contributed some stuff to the extras or something. Or nothing hugely significant.
Or he's just fucking bullshit.
Or he's just full of shit.
Maybe he's butthurt that they sent him one with the plastic instead of the steel.
Nah.
Or he's completely right, and we're just weird.
We're all wrong.
But I
what is wrong
seriously
with
doubt
us?
And Duncan brings up a good point about the gold connectors. The stupid thing about making cables with gold connectors is that the socket you insert them into, so the connectors into, also must be gold. If it doesn't, it will end up corroding the non-gold connectors over time. Your socket will eventually die, especially if you have a high humidity.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is why when you buy a tower, like you need to make sure it has gold connectors. And you know, if you're gonna go with the gold connectors. With your peripherals, make sure it has gold connectors on the front end ports and back, and then your motherboard has gold connectors in the back. They usually do. Just saying. That's pretty common, actually.
Oh, Robes. Silly, silly, silly. Says, I garbaged the Dark Knight Rises slipcover because I don't have slips for the others. Lol.
Don't ever garbage something like that. Just ask somebody if they need it, and then be kind enough to mail it to them. Because some of us are missing our slipcovers because our wives were dicks and threw them away.
Well, to be fair, and I'm not.
That stopped real quick.
I'm not saying this is. Oh, yeah. I'm not saying this is an excuse for doing this, but those were some of the most mass-produced, in that particular case, some of those mass-produced fucking slipcovers ever. For Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, Dark Knight.
You still go to the fucking store today and see like 100 fucking copies of Dark Knight Rises, all of them with the goddamn slipcover. It's not hard to find, you know.
Ooh.
Just saying, I don't have a slipcover for mine. My wife threw a slipcover away. I had pulled it off because I was watching it, and she was like, "Oh, I couldn't find the movie, so I threw it away." I'm like, "What the fuck? I've never hit a woman. If you ever do that again, I will fucking hit you." So I told her, and so she didn't ever do it again. I wouldn't have hit her, but I threatened to.
Yeah.
I almost hit her once. I walked out instead.
Good.
I was so fucking close. You have no idea.
Do want the Lego Movie Everything is Awesome edition.
Yes.
Yes, please.
10 of them, please. 10 of them.
10 of them.
Absolutely.
Everything is awesome.
Oh my god, if I got that, Rosie would just shit herself, like just with the packaging.
Everything's cool when you follow the team.
And I guess is that that's the only way to get the 3D version, I'm guessing?
Yep.
Everything. Oh no, there's just a regular Blu-ray 3D version as well. Okay, so the main thing with that one seems to be the packaging.
Alright, how much is the regular 3D edition?
Well, let me see. Regular 3D edition.
Because I know that one's like $40.
It says not available to order. It looks like the same price, what I'm seeing here. Like
Really?
40 something, yeah. $41.99.
What a lot of shit.
Actually, maybe that is the only 3D edition. I don't know. Anyway, cool. When is that coming out? August. All right, we got a long way to go there.
Fucking August?
But it's still in theaters.
Yeah. Now, Brandon.
Let
Sorry.
them have their very deserved box office bonanza.
Oh man. Hopefully I'm still
The
alive.
Bonanza's ended, actually. It
Oh.
didn't do quite as well as Frozen did.
Well, Frozen kind of killed everything, but it still did better than RoboCop, and that's what really matters.
Fuck yeah.
Is Ghostbusters 2 have a 4K master, or is it just Ghostbusters 1?
Ghostbusters.
Just the first.
Just the first.
Fuck that.
Ghostbusters 2 doesn't even have a Blu-ray release.
It doesn't?
Nope. That's been one of the big kerfuffles with fans for a long time. Is like, where the fuck is Ghostbusters 2 on Blu-ray?
Holy shit, it doesn't. Wow.
If you were going to hold off, well, this would be a good time to put it out because it's the 25th anniversary. And it's the 30th anniversary of the original. So boom, double anniversary. Do it. Make it happen.
And since Harold Ramis passed away, everybody is like going back to the Ghostbusters. Like people that didn't watch it as much. Or
one of the most watched movies on Netflix right after he died.
Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 1?
Ghostbusters 1. Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
We should watch both of them around Halloween.
I love both of them.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
It'll be fun. They both have significant anniversaries, and they're both awesome.
Yeah,
And
Halloween.
Netflix.
Every night of the week of October, we're going to be double billing things, I imagine. Every stream night, I should say.
Well, quite a bit, I would think. I'd like to do... Well, if we did that with Nightmare on Elm Street, that's 4 nights right there. For double bills. Including Friday Days, of course.
Yeah, we might have to do the trilogy, though, in one go. Just saying.
I'm doing my
I'd be down with
third. I'm doing my third annual Fright Fest this year too.
Oh, I've yet to participate in one of those.
12 hours. 12 hours of
Should do that.
blood and gore.
We should do the Monster Mash trilogy. That could be one night as well because they're short.
Yeah.
Lots of good
We
stuff.
did the mash.
We were going to do the Three Mothers trilogy last year. We never got around to it.
It was a graveyard
Let's do it
smash.
this year.
He did the mash.
That could be another night of triple features.
Oh,
Yeah,
mash.
Hysteria, Inferno, and Mother of Tears.
You did the
Yeah.
moms.
Justin, I'm going to fucking kill you if you don't shut up.
I actually have that
Fuck.
on a 45. A 45 RPM record.
Nice.
Murder.
There was another song by the same group that continued the sort of Monster Mash idea. Some other kind of monster party thing. It was on the B side. I don't remember what it was called.
Mad
Sort of
Monster.
Whenever I hear,
mash.
Was it Mad Monster?
Mash.
Might have been.
whenever I hear like record speeds of that, reminds me of that Calvin and Hobbes strip, where it was a Sunday strip in color, and the whole strip you just see Calvin and Hobbes dancing, like wearing sunglasses and all these different poses, and in his pajamas. And then the last one, it just cuts to the parents' bed, and they're like, either he's playing classical music at 78 RPM, or I'm still dreaming. And the dad's like, first thing in the morning, I'm calling the adoption agency or something.
Yeah, right. Well, I think we hit the 3-hour mark. It's time to wind this party down for another week. Any parting thoughts, gentlemen?
This was awesome.
These are actually good chips.
Okay. What kind are they?
Sensations No Limits barbecue.
I need a hug. Somebody hug me.
Hugs are awesome.
This was a monstrously awesome mash.
There you go. Ryan gave you love.
If you appreciate what we do, folks, go to the link in Sean's description or the donate button below the chat window here, and or use the Amazon link on our page and go buy your own shit and give us your 50 cents.
Yes.
Because it goes to server costs and shit like Stout needs a fucking new microphone, so that's what the next thing for Amazon's going to be.
Why would you give money to charity when you can give money to us?
I should mention also, speaking of Amazon links, in all the update videos that I've been posting lately, when I've remembered anyway, I've been putting Amazon links in the description as well. So if you want to get the same stuff that I'm getting, you can get it through those links, and of course, I do get a little kickback for that, which goes towards getting more stuff, to do more videos.
To give you an example, somebody bought Final Fantasy X 10-2 HD remaster. I got a whole fucking $1 for it. Thank you, whoever bought that. I appreciate it. But that's what I'm saying.
Well, and as I was saying,
yeah, and it's like,
and as I was saying before, you know, you want to know the importance of not using ad blockers when you're watching your favorite content providers. It's thanks to people not using ad blockers that I was able to get that real Ghostbusters set and do a nice big honking review for you. So, you know, any money that is made by the show or by Amazon links goes right back into the show. So,
right.
You know.
In the case of the PayPal button, it goes to our server costs. This is not free. In fact, oddly enough, we get a great deal, right? We're on a server across the street from the backbone of the West Coast in LA. It's not cheap. It's a very fast server. That's why we got good. That's why
the other website on our server is $1,200 a month.
So as much as we all love PBS and the fine programming that they bring us, let's try not to turn this into a pledge drive here. Final thoughts, guys.
Hey, baby.
At the $50 level, you get this coffee mug.
At the $50 level, I will dip my balls in a drink and ship it to you. You can drink my ball juice.
If you donate $100, you get a Burt Reynolds calendar.
Yeah.
Okay, guys,
I
think you're pushing them away from the donate.
Actually, we got another viewer. Hi.
It's Burt Reynolds that got it.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds. Alrighty. Yeah, it was a good chat this week. Talked a lot of geeky stuff. Talked a lot of film. It was awesome. Welcome to the fold, Ryan. Hope this isn't the only time that you will be joining us. I think you brought some much needed relaxing attitudes to the chat.
Way too late.
I will definitely be back.
I can't wait till me and Ryan get in a fucking argument. It's so amazing.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. We've got to make sure we're live.
So riled up. Yeah. Get you so fucking riled up. You're like, fuck you!
Damn it!
I'm
gonna quit YouTube, kill myself, crash my car.
Awesome. Film it all.
Yes.
Alrighty, folks. Lots more updates coming this week. I've already got like 4 on the way. Already filmed, edited, good to go. I'm going to put the first one up as soon as the chat's over. So look forward to that probably within the hour. And be sure to join us tomorrow for Godzilla Final Wars as the live commentary group viewing. Wrapping up the Millennium Era, and then throughout the rest of the week we'll be watching the entire first season of Space Battlecruiser Yamato, and there will be links provided to the episodes, and yeah, so you can join in and have fun.
They're late-night viewings. We apologize.
They will be late-night viewings due to my work schedule. Sorry, I'm on nights this week. I have no control over these things. I try to trade out shifts. Nobody takes them, so I'm just kind of stuck with what they give me. So.
I try to help people. Nobody helped me.
Oh, well. I can't complain too much because actually working the later shifts, I get a little bonus on my paychecks just for working later, which is nice. I like.
You seem to be less tired when you do that. You seem to be more of a night person anyway.
I am definitely more of a night person, so I'm looking forward to that. Alrighty. That is it from us to you for another week, so we'll see you for the other activities or not, and whatever. We'll see you when we see you. So, in the meantime, thanks for coming out. Thanks for chatting. And until next time, sayonara.
Penis.
Glorious tatas!